Oh Lord, is this thing on? Is this on? Hello? Oh Lord, is this thing on? Hello? Is this on? Oh my gosh, man. When? Let's go.
What's up?
I'm
What's up?
actually hyped. I'm actually hyped as hell right now, man. Listen, we back to the bare bones. We'll be back nonetheless, damn it. No cooldown. We finally made it to episode 1. Technically, we're gonna call
Absolutely.
this one. We're just gonna do the full reboot. We're gonna do the full reboot. It's episode 1 of the No Cooldown podcast. No Cooldown. We here. WenEazy, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. How are you, Tripp? How are you feeling after the festivities yesterday?
Oh, I, I'm I'm in a conflicted little mood, man. We gonna get into it, but like I slightly conflicted. There was some good stuff there in the game awards, which we'll get to in a later bit. But like there was some shit that didn't really need to be there. So I'm like, it was a cool, it was a cool little one this year. I feel like it wasn't as top heavy as other years were in the past, which is surprising. There was 8 of them now. They said it on the show, and I was like, 8 years.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah,
Where did the time go? Where
yeah.
did the time go? But it was still a decent show, so we're gonna give it its just due and talk about it. But I gotta go back and get a full intro for those that do not know.
You're
Welcome to No
absolutely
Cool, man. We doing a full on thing, man. We are back and kicking. Shout outs to everybody that's coming through. Whether you're listening to this on some recording on some podcast app that will be coming very soon, or you listen to this live, you listen to it on YouTube, listen to a snippet. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am here. My name is ThatManTripp. If you do not know me, I am the leader of the Hyperbolic Trip Chamber. Be doing it live. And next to me, I have my podcast contributing partner for No Cooldown, the Bodega Baron himself, one half of Wotaku channel. WenEazy is in the building. Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
I appreciate. Everybody needs to stop clapping. It's okay.
Nah,
I'll be here a while.
Keep that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Oh man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm it's very, very happy that you're with us, man. Like it's gonna be a dope ass experience, and I can't wait to see this thing change. And like I was already thinking in my head like too many future forward thoughts of like, yo, how many guests we gonna have in this bitch? Like how many, like how different is the show gonna look from now? Like right now, again, we back to bare bones, but like it's gonna look radically different in a month, in 2 months, to 6 months, to a year. I just can't wait to just put in the work, talk about all this stuff from games to media, and I wouldn't think, you know what I'm saying, of a better person to bring into the fold, you know what I'm saying, with me and King in this whole operation than you, WenEazy. So I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
It's only up from here. It's only up.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, without further ado, man, you ready to get into it, man?
I was born ready. I'm excited.
Born ready. Let's get it. Let's get it. So the first topic of today, in damn that was fast news, Netflix has officially canceled the live action adaptation of the classic anime series Cowboy Bebop after its debut season and cliffhanger ending. It was met with some conflicting reception online and more of a lukewarm response in viewership across the lifetime of the project since release, which was pretty short. So we just want to get right into the weeds and just get into it. How do you feel about this, man? One season, 9 episodes,
So
9-10 episodes canceled.
so Cowboy Bebop is actually one of my brother's favorite animes of all time. Slander me if you will. I have actually not finished it. I'm on episode like 22 of 26. But I enjoy it.
No shame.
It is a bit of a slow burn for me. I'm so used to like the action packed stuff like My Hero and things like that. That it's like a whole different tempo. So I really love taking my time with it. When I watched maybe 15 to 20 minutes of the live action, I completely did not feel the same vibe I felt from the anime, and I was like, I don't even gotta finish this episode. This isn't making it far. I don't know who's asking for live action anime. I just don't like, if the problem with anime is the fact that it's animated, I just don't feel like bringing real people into the fold is gonna change your bias on that. Like you're not gonna like One Piece just because it's a real person on the screen. You're gonna think it's whack. Like it just doesn't work. And we keep making them, I guess.
It's honestly like wild to me. Now, I will go on record right now. At this point, I have not watched the show. One, because I'm working. I'm in the real world doing shit. I got a 9 to 5, damn it. So I haven't been able to get my hands on it. And two, I'm apprehensive too, man. Like again, Cowboy Bebop is up there for me. It's one of my favorite series. Like, caught it late on Toonami and stuff like that when I was a kid, and I'm drawn to that hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very like, I guess, partial to that series because again, it's one of my favorites. Combines a lot of different elements and stuff that I like in the world. Like, I listen to like jazz songs from the seatbelts and stuff like that all the time because of this show. Like, it runs deep with me. So seeing that, I really wanted it to be successful in the sake of, like, you know, it's one of my favorite series, so I wanted to do well. But I knew in the back of my head, it's live action, it's a live action adaptation, and you already know what comes with it. It's just gonna not hit as much, bro. It's just like the translation from animation to the actual real, like a real screen, a real, like, you know, live camera recording. There's so much things get lost in between the lines. There's certain things, you know, just about the way people move, the way people act, the characterization in, you know, the actual build from, you know, how the actually voice lines are, like, you know, Steve Blum and stuff like that to John Cho. Like, there's a lot of differences, and the things that might have made it really cool and really, like, you know, itself, I feel like it got maybe a bit muddied as people tried to kind of like portray it. You know, I haven't watched it yet, but I can already guess that some things that they tried to go for and they tried to give, you know, like love letters to the fans and stuff like that, it was there in intention but not in execution. And that's just the nature of the project in general. Like, if you're doing a whole, you know, a whole live action adaptation to it, you're gonna run the risk of not being up to par with that level of, you know, the quality and that there's just the intrinsic spirit of a series that you're trying to, you know, adapt. And you know, Cowboy Bebop fell victims to this. But I'm like, damn. One hand, I'm like, that's tough, bro. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna get my take on it. And on the other hand, I'm like, thank God they canceled that, bro. I didn't want to see it do it further, bro. Thank God. Thank goodness, bro. Let that be a warning. I'm thinking, like, yo, listen, can this be? I see this as one of two different things. One, this is definitely like Netflix, like, yo, if nothing is on Squid Game level of success by expectation, nigga, you're cut. You're out of here, bro. They're doing you like LeBron and RDC skit, bro. You're cut. You're going to another team. Like, they're getting you out of there, like out the paint very, very fast. And I feel like that's a little bit impatient and a little bit short-sighted by you know, Netflix in the long run. If you have shows, you know, that are really good, but then they get cut out because it maybe not that consistent viewership. If you build something into a really great franchise and it might not have the you know, the critical, not the critical acclaim, it might not have like the popular acclaim, you know, at first, but it grows into something, then you're building a stronger catalog overall. But if you're cutting stuff at the kneecap just because it had one, you know what I'm saying, one bad season, I feel like in the long run, that's where other people and other, you know, platforms start to creep in with series that they show in love and a lot of care for. And, you know, that might spell bad for Netflix in some cases. Maybe not, maybe it will, but I feel like it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth that they do this more often than not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give certain series like the time of day to really grow. There was one series about it was like DJs and spinning stuff like that in the Bronx. Oh my God, the Get Down. Thank you. They canceled the Get Down. I was like, yo, how do you cancel that?
That was a good show.
How do you get rid of that?
That was a really good show.
And Netflix just cuts it out. Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, bro, there's you gotta let, you know what I'm saying, you gotta let the flower grow a little bit if you want to, you know, take care. In the case of Cowboy Bebop, I'm like, damn, this shit wasn't hitting. Oh well, fair's fair. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying in terms of Netflix properties and original adaptations or original series, or whether it be adaptation or not, Netflix has to really have a little bit more vision and believe in some of these projects and let them stand on, you know, on their own for longer than, you know, what, a month or two? After
it wasn't even long. Like, it released in November, like 20. I want to say it was November 19th.
Like the 19th, right?
Yeah, the 19th. It's not. It hasn't even been a full month.
It hasn't even been a month, and they say, yeah, bro, I gotta slide, dog. Y'all gotta slide.
Another thing too is, like, they're working on a live action One Piece now. Do you think that them canceling this before it even been out for a month, do you think this is going to affect the production of that live action show? Because they didn't cancel the One Piece one, and they just announced the cast.
Now, this is the funniest thing. Like, that was actually the next point I was going to get to. Like, this is a real big warning shot to all these other live action pieces. I'm like, yo, the writing to me has been on the wall Like when there's there are certain series, and I think we had talked about this before when actually you were a guest on the previous iteration of this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shall not be named because we can keep it pushing. But we talked about this, man. It's like there are some series that are just they have that natural inclination to be adapted. Like okay, you can adapt. Like Tokyo Revengers, like that somewhat could be adaptable. I feel like that's closer to it, or Jujutsu Kaisen compared to another series like a One Piece. Like there's some elements that are more prone to being adapted and could be a better fit on the screen than others. When you're looking at something like One Piece, when you're looking at Yu Yu Hakusho, which is also a live action in the pipeline, when you're looking at a live action Gundam that is in the pipeline, and how those series are set up as from an art style, from a story style, from a place in history style, they are very, very big franchises, bro. They're very, very like established, and they have their own spirit and essence to them. Adapting them is a really big leap, and honestly, it's a slippery slope. You have a very thin tightrope to walk when you're live adapting pieces of this scale and size across the world. And if you put one foot wrong, you're gone. You're gonna get that's canceled after 3 weeks. So it's tough. It's tough.
I just don't think Netflix has the facilities for it, and not even like coming at Netflix. I don't think anybody has the facility. Like you'd have to be like making a Marvel movie to match the level that some of these animation studios go to make some like some of this art. Like it's really hard to imitate this with real people, and like I just don't see it happening. I just think that the mediums really need to stay. We're trying to mix two worlds that really just don't combine well. Like when we see like a show like Arrow, which is like, comics are like Western mangas, so it's like we're bringing that into where it's like, nah. But the thing about Arrow is that show, one, now isn't even good, but two, it completely changed what's in the actual comic books. It's also just a different medium. I just don't think that it translates well, especially being made by an American company. I just don't think that translates well at all either, because it's like we're getting Americans to make things that Americans didn't even make to begin with.
Facts. I feel like you're 100% right on that, bro. It's like there's just so many hoops you have to jump in the distance between. I feel like it's like like they'll say like, oh yeah, similar countries like who are geographically like close to each other, they have more cultural nuances in common than people who are like culturally distant geographically.
Yeah.
Like people in like USA and Canada will be like more culturally similar than like USA and like Bulgaria or something like that. I feel like it's something with this. If you have American companies, large conglomerates and stuff like that, Netflix is the big heads of the world, and you taking a whole, like you taking a whole damn new property like this, or an established property from a whole other side of the world, and you're going to break it down and make a new series out of it, or remake it into like a Western concept. So many things are going to get lost, especially from the people who've seen that series and know what it's about and know the general themes, the little ins and outs of it, how it feels. You're going to lose a lot of that in most cases, because that's just how it is. A lot of things get lost in translation to fit the Western, I guess, conception of a really blockbuster picture or a blockbuster series or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of these adaptations go to die, to be honest. It's just again, it's like two things that shouldn't really mix, like pineapples and pizza. Fight me. Yes, I said it. Yes, pineapples and pizza don't mix. What? I only eat it because I'm hungry. Whatever. No, I'm messing around. But yeah, no, it's just that the hoops you have to jump to get a piece that is so like it's so good on its own. Like taking a One Piece. You don't need to do anything except make a movie from the same studio or team or whatever, bro. Like it doesn't need to be touched.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be touched. Like certain things that are so good on its own, they don't need to be meddled with.
Right.
And that's also a part of Western culture that doesn't really translate. If it's not yours and it's good, don't touch it. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother podcast that we don't even do right now. But in terms of bringing it back to Bebop, man, in terms of that, it's just, again, fell victim to the cycle. Just fell victim to the cycle.
I wanted it to be good. Like I don't think anybody ever wants a show to be bad. Like we all wanted another season, but it's just not in the cards, it seems.
Again, if you're specifically hunting for a show to be bad, like why are you watching anything?
Yeah, like that's just a weird negativity.
Facts. But the fact that you have to face the the facts of the situation and seeing the track record of almost every adaptation from Eastern origin onto the West, or from video games into even just video games into the movie frame, from medium to medium within the same region or within the same culture, they usually don't go well. We're only just now seeing some like adaptations of quality after years and years of attempts.
Yeah.
And that's just within, Western to Western, or stuff that was heavily Westernized to the point where they could just easily, plug and play into a movie format.
Yeah.
It's just so many hoops that you have to jump. And, again, Bebop fell short on this one, man. But I said it at the beginning. I was so nervous for this joint to be good or bad. And I was like, all right, listen, keep my expectations low, and whatever happens, happens. So word to Spike Speed. Whatever happens, happens, and it definitely happened. So, rest in peace, Cowboy Bebop live action. We hardly knew ye. I'm gonna watch you at some point, maybe not, because I got canceled. So like my will to watch that shit.
Yeah, now you're just like, damn, do I even spend the time on it?
Yeah, I'm about to rewatch the old series.
Yeah, I'm about to watch the anime. That's on Netflix.
I'm about to go rewatch that, man. I don't even need that, bro. Y'all got it, man. I don't even need it. All right, so that's enough on Bebop for the day. We gonna move on to the next one. Oh yeah, baby! Breaking news. Some of the best news I heard this week. Not. Holy hell, this game is actually still going on news. GTA Online has announced a new story drop update entitled The Contract, which centers around Franklin from the main campaign of 2013. Damn, 2013, nigga, I'm old. As he runs his own celebrity solutions agency years down the line after was it Lincoln Depository heist, whatever you want to call it. And as well as they have that celebrity solutions agency, as well as a chase to find unreleased music from Dr. Dre himself, as his phone has fallen into the wrong hands. So come on, this is moving some things, it's moving the dial,
man. Like it's just like, I don't even know. Like every time when I saw that, I had so many questions, and none of them were about the actual expansion. My first question was like, that's actually Dr. Dre? And then the second question was literally, like, Dr. Dre sold beats for like $500 million. So he has like $500 million, right? How much do you pay somebody who's worth $500 million to be a voice actor? How much money did Rockstar pay for this? And does this mean, how does this affect all the other games we've been waiting for? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that why they were pushing the definitive edition, because they had to pay the Dr. Dre bill? Because I don't know if it was worth. Unless Dr. Dre himself was like, yo, I really want to be a part of GTA, then that's cool. But if I'm paying this out of, like, if my shark card money is paying this, I'm gonna be a little tight.
Motherfucker, I never thought of it like this, bro. What's going on?
That's what I was thinking.
You paid off Dr. Dre with definitive editions of the damn classic trilogy,
you know,
bro?
like, I'm just saying, like, it's just like, how much money was this worth? And like, could these resources have been used for something better?
Bro, they dead ass like paid a whole like boatload to get Dr. Dre in
there's
a game.
No way he did it for, like, there's just no way it wasn't a lot of money.
And they have his track in there. They have actual new music from Dr. Dre in there. So the fact that they paid him whatever they paid him was a ridiculous sum. And you're probably right. That definitely took away a lot of traction from other series that they may be working on. Like, what the hell? No wonder they suing It Takes Two. No wonder Take Two trying to get them out of here. Rockstar and Take Two trying to get them all out of here, bro. They trying to collect. They penny pinching, bro. This is ridiculous.
The bill has come due. The bill has come due. I don't know. I don't like. Anytime I look at GTA, I think about 5M, and that's really about it. Like, I don't think about anything other than GTA RP. I don't feel like grinding GTA. There's no point in GTA besides like being toxic, and I just don't have fun just flying around blowing stuff up. So like, I don't know. Cool story update. I wish it was on like the single player. I wish they did that.
Facts. I thought at first I thought it was actually like just a regular single player update. Like, oh shoot, it's years later. That's kind of crazy. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would have been so like good with that. But it's GTA Online, and then they want people going all over the city with this stuff. So I'm like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I don't need this, bro. Why did you invest so much money on this when you could be working on GTA 6? GTA 5 is literally 8 years old. This joint is almost 10. It's almost a decade old. Like, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
Yeah.
At some point, y'all gotta like turn y'all head to something else. Give us Bully 2. Give us GTA 6. Give us something else. I'm tired. Niggas don't want to build bases no more, bro.
Like you guys could remaster the Warriors. There's so many good games that they made, and they just kind of just like once GTA Online made the money. That's the thing is like I think every GTA fan wanted GTA Online to be good, and it just turned
not this good.
Like no, yeah, I wish it was never this good because like we kind of lost a lot of good single player content so that we could like buy casinos, I guess, and like wait for the progress bar to go up enough. Like I've played them. I've played almost every single expansion because I want it to be good and I want single player content, even if it's online single player content. But you just can't run a drug company when you're by yourself and everybody else in the lobby has robot cars that have missile launchers. Like it's just not gonna be fun.
Like you ride on a bicycle and stuff like that, just trying to hang or whatever, do something stupid, and niggas come through with jets down Grove Street, just. Like what are you trying to do here, bro?
Like I'm good, man. I'm just gonna go play. I'm just gonna play like something else. I don't. It's just everybody. I think we all miss having a single player GTA game. I think everybody can agree on that.
Yes, I feel like that, and that's why people were really like flocking to the remasters and stuff like that. Or
and look how much heavily. Look how much care they put into that. Because I wanted that for my Switch. I was like, why wouldn't I want to play the old Grand Theft Autos on my Switch, like when I'm going anywhere? Like that sounds like a great time. And they were just like, oh, it sucks. And I'm like, and what are we even doing at Rockstar?
I was really like waiting in the wings to pick that up if it was solid. Like I was excited. I was actually excited when I saw that announced. I was like, yo, bro, like this is stuff I saw my older brother play. This is stuff I got into when I had the chance. Like, yo, like this is bread and butter GTA. This
and
is
it looks cool. It looks great.
Like I'm like, yo, it's there. And then they show up like that. You know what I'm saying? Character models looking all weird. The texture's not good. The glitches and all that. And then you turn around like 3 weeks later and you putting a full-fledged Dr. Dre model in there. Like, nigga, bro, like there's a limit to this, bro. Like, come on now, Rockstar. Y'all gotta get it together, bro. Like, I understand like y'all revenue producing and your mind is on revenue producing activities and projects, but at some point y'all gotta like, bro, grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Come on, we got things to do, bro. Like that's what it feels like. It's just like, all right, bro. Like we get it. We have GTA Online is a thing. That's great. Can we go on? Can we keep going?
Facts. I'm not trying to have no like in-game shootouts with gangs and stuff like that and role play nobody. If that's your bag, cool. But there's already been that sell by date where I've done everything I wanted to do in GTA. I don't care for it. I don't care for it anymore. Like it lost its luster about like what 2014 15, which is still a good run. It's like 3 years is like solid. I'm still around playing GTA with people. That was solid, but in the grand scheme of things for Rockstar, I'm like, yo, y'all gotta stop cash grabbing and really get to it. Get to the crux of what people want. Like you're gonna make your money back if you make what people want. Like, you don't have to push everything back to 2028. You know what I'm saying? When asteroids start hitting the earth nonstop. And then like, oh yeah, y'all GTA 6 Bully 2. Where y'all at? What happened? We're dying.
Yeah.
You could have just started a while ago. But, Rockstar gonna be Rockstar. Man. Ridiculousness. All right, man. Enough of that GTA news, man. Get that bullshit out of there. Let's go to the trailer trove. I don't know why I named it this, but fucking I'm gonna name it this. The trailer trove. If it is copyrighted, damn, we might get sued. But I don't have no money for that, so I'll just give it up. But if it's not, we're taking it. We saw a couple of trailers, and I picked out 3 from this past week for us to go over. First and foremost, the Peacemaker trailer. Peacemaker is coming to HBO Max, I believe, in January of next year. Is going to be a really, really, really funny watch from what I've seen so far in the reveals and everything. Again, Peacemaker based off of John Cena's character and the DC character from the Suicide Squad movie that just released. He's getting his own spinoff, which is lovely because I believe he was like one of the most entertaining parts of the Suicide Squad film. What you thinking about? How you feel about this one?
I think John Cena is super underrated, and I'm happy that he's getting his flowers because he is actually a really funny actor, and I'm happy that people are starting to realize this. I'm excited for the show. I don't really watch too many TV superhero shows, so like I might give the first episode a go. from here, by the time this comes out though, there's a good chance like I will probably have watched some, because I do plan on watching like the Marvel ones. So like I'll probably give it a go, because I'm actually a bigger DC fan as of right now. So it changes, but like right now I'm a bigger DC fan than I am a Marvel fan. So like I would be down to give this a chance, because it's a great actor, and he was hilarious in Suicide Squad.
Like 100%. Like, bro, I was annoying my sister like a motherfucker. Me and my little brother was going around the house like nonstop as we saw the movie. He was like, yo, we was like, I'm thorough. Just with the finger gun out, I'm thorough. Like, this shit was John Cena, honestly, to me, is very like he's like, again, better, gets better and better, and he's like coming to his own with like that comedic like back of performance, and he just shines in this role. Peacemaker was like, it was like high key built for him, and I feel like it was made in such a way where like it just creates everything around. The supporting cast actually looks really like funny and engaged, like that. It just looks like a really interesting watch. It's gonna be, again, something that we haven't gotten before. It's not gonna be the run of the mill story or any rehashes or anything like that. It's gonna be a nice offshoot that's going to be entertaining, does a lot with the the DC universe and inner workings between Suicide Squads and what might be going on with Waller and stuff, and stuff. It's things around that nature and that path of DC. I'm very interested, and I know I'm gonna laugh my ass off. So I'm gonna say out of 5 interest rating, I'm gonna say like 4 out of 5. Definitely 4 out of 5. I am still pretty interested in this. When it drops, I'm gonna be there. What you think, Wen?
I'm gonna give it.
What you got it?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5, because it's like.
Okay.
4 is something that I'll definitely check out. 3.5 is like if I am in the mood, it can definitely get me. It will definitely get me.
Got you. Okay. So yeah, Peacemaker. We see you, John Cena. Well, we don't see you, but you know what I'm saying. We see you. You get the gist, man. You get the gist, man, bro. About to say, follow No Cooldown Pod on Twitter, though, John. I see you following everybody out there. Follow us. I see you. All right. Next up on the docket, we have the Morbius trailer. We saw some footage of Jared Leto as Morbius sending some soldiers to the gulag on a ship, and it was looking pretty decent, man. It was looking pretty good. I can't lie. It was a solid one, man. How do you feel about Morbius making his way?
I saw it, and I was like, so, and like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but like, if you're, like, I don't care for Jared Leto, I guess. Like, everybody's like really excited for this, like. The only Jared Leto film I know of is Suicide Squad, where he was the Joker. And I don't know how much control he had of that character, but I didn't like that character. So when you say things like, yo, Jared Leto, the method actor, is going to be Morbius, I'm kind of just like, all right, that's cool. Like, it's not, he's just not really reeling me in, And like, I can't even think of another movie outside of Suicide Squad where he was like, I was like, whoa, this is the guy, So like, Morbius, cool character in Spider-Man, but like the same way he was treated in like the Spider-Man TV show, it was like, I like that he was in the Spider-Man show, but like when he left the Spider-Man show, I was like, all right, cool, I don't really need to care about him anymore. Like, I'm just like, he's okay. Like, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. I like the concept of him as Morbius. I don't know if he needs his own an entire movie, because like we got the Venom movies, and like that one I'm like, okay, it's Eddie Brock, it's different. This is Venom. Like, this is Venom. This is like, I can't think of a Morbius like saga that really had me like clutching my pearls when I was reading Spider-Man. Like it's cool. Like, it's cool.
I get you. Now, I feel like in terms of Morbius, I'm not, again, supremely like over the hill, like, yo, this is the first thing that's getting watched. But I was glad that it looked the way it looked. Like, it actually looks, fairly gritty, like looks decent. And I'm interested just for the fact of what Morbius can introduce, because we know Blade is in the background somewhere down the line. So Blade is somewhere in the cut, and this movie could be a big placeholder for that side of things with with Morbius, with Blade, with like the Night Dweller, some of the darker concepts in the MCU, and that could be a good segue to pull that in as we go forward. What I'm saying, with different MCU plans of whatever phase we're on right now. That's what I'm most interested in right now. That's definitely that, because Morbius looks really cool. But I do want to see how he's gonna pull different franchise or different characters into the fray. because I feel like that's what, we're in the slew of movies now where that's what it's doing. Aside from Spider-Man, no, including Spider-Man, a lot of characters are gonna get pulled into the fray in the MCU that we've never seen, as of yet.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a really, really cool watch to see how people get tied in, who gets tied in earlier, sooner rather than later. What opens the lane for what. I haven't seen all the movies as of yet this fall, so like I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. Whatever, shoot me if you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm deflected. I got 10 rings on me. What's it called? I haven't seen Eternals yet. I'm planning to do that either this weekend or next. And Spider-Man, I am seeing day one, which is coming. So I am seeing that. But, what it feels like to me is like, this is where we're kind of offering that platform for expansion. And Morbius, I feel like, is a decent movie to do that. It's like they're covering their bases. Like Doctor Strange, whenever it comes. In Spider-Man, you're going to come more the ethereal side, more the magical stuff. Go that way. You know what I'm saying? Morbius, go the dark creatures of the night type of MCU. Go that way. Like they're really starting to spread out and expand. Like, the Loki show. You see all the time travel variants. You can go a lot of different. You get Kang the Conqueror. You get a lot of different areas that are gonna expand and start to build on each other as you get the MCU into the later stages, into the next big bads and all that stuff like that. So I'm interested to see Morbius, not so much just for Jared Leto because it is what it is. I will say watch Snyder Cut because there was a much better Joker in there.
I saw Snyder Cut and I was still like,
what?
Not selling it for me. Like again, like I was just like, But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I watched the Snyder Cut and it probably wasn't impressing me because it was like 4 hours long. And by the time I saw him, I was like, all right, man, I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to clock out now. I've been here for a while.
I got you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was in there like focusing a mug for Snyder Cut. Bro.
Yeah, it was good.
It was me. It was very, very good to me. I'm not gonna lie, but that's a whole other topic. But I can see what you're saying though. Like, but I feel like it was a much better Joker performance. Jared Leto's a good actor, but off the top of my head, I can't remember like everything he's in.
Yeah.
That's that. And Morbius. Interested. Out of 5, I will give it. I'll say 3. I'll say a solid 3, just because of the world building that it's going to be able to do. When out of 5?
That's a solid 2. That's a
okay.
So I will watch it. So this is how I will watch Morbius. If I am in a big mood to go watch a movie and it is playing, like that's exactly what happened with Shang-Chi. I was like, I have really no interest because I love Shang-Chi, but I know him from a different comic. And like I was like, Daredevil isn't in this movie, so like I don't know if I'm really gonna care. So when I watched it, it was like me and my girlfriend wanted to go watch a movie, and I was like, we could just go watch Shang-Chi, and it was a great film. I loved Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But with Morbius, it's gonna be the same thing where it's like I gotta wanna watch a movie. I'm not gonna go out of my way to go watch this.
Yeah, it's not down. Like you have to already like be at the movie theater just perusing like
like I gotta be like, you wanna watch a movie? Let's go watch a movie. What's good? Let's go watch Morbius. I heard it's playing.
I got you. So it is, again, fair is fair. We're gonna move on to the last one. Oh my good gracious. Earlier this week, the internet damn near exploded as a new reveal for the next installment of the Spider-Verse series was released, showing off a slightly older Miles Morales and Gwen, some dimensional jumps, and a 2099 Spider-Man getting on Miles' ass in a futuristic setting in an alternate dimension. This one looks to hit hard for everybody. Spider-Man fans eating. Oh my gosh, Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. When talk to me.
So I actually used to read a comic, and it was called like Warriors of the Web or something like that. Web Warriors, I think it was. And it was literally like the Spider-Man from different multiverses like just became like a superhero team, and we're fighting through dimensions. And I was like, this is really cool. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man 2099. When I got back into comics, that was actually when they started printing. The story was like he came back in time, like he was in present day New York. So it was like really cool to see him, because I used to read the 2099 ones in the library that I used to go to. I used to read like the old 90s run, and it was really interesting. I really love I think it's Miguel O'Hara.
Miguel O'Hara.
He's a very interesting. Their take on Spider-Man is really interesting. I am very excited to see how this plays out, because Into the Spider-Verse was really, it was an amazing movie. Like that movie was like amazing. So I can't wait for the sequel. I want to see. I'm just excited to see where they go with it. Because it's like are they going to just stay in 2099? Are they going to keep exploring the other Spider-Man? Like I'm just there's just so many questions I have. The teaser gave me more questions than it did answers, but I think it's going to be regardless, it's going to be a great film.
I 100% agree. Again, from what we have seen, this is going to be a really expansive one. Just getting off the rip again, Miles a little bit older, and then he's just going to follow Gwen because he's simping. He's simping out here. He getting right on Gwen. I'm not gonna lie, Dr. Umar got some questions for you when you come back. But just looking at the film though, it looks fantastic as always. Like there's gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts. It's gonna be one of the best, animated, one of the best looking, movies aesthetically. Whenever it drops, was it October 2022? So it's looking great. Story wise, like I have not a clue. I have not a Scooby of what's going to happen. From the trailer, it looks like Miguel was like grabbing his ass, and then like he moved him from one like middle dimension to 2099, and he's chasing after him. I don't know if Miguel O'Hara is going to be actually like hunting him down as an antagonist, or it's going to be Spider versus Spider, or what's going on. Like I have no clue, but I will say this: whatever they decide to do, it's going to end in a really epic cliffhanger / like false conclusion, because it's only part 1.
Yeah,
they have a Spider-Verse part 2 that's going to release in like the next year. They said they're working on part 1 and 2 concurrently, so they're going to be building this at the same time. So we're going to get a really, really big saga. We're probably going to get introduced to a lot of different characters that we haven't seen in the Spider-Verse yet. I'm hoping Kraven shows up. I'm hoping Venom shows up. More probably like Kraven, because I don't know if Venom's going. That might be like movie red tape. There might be a lot of political shit in the background. But I would 100% love Kraven to actually be in this movie. Like just start hunting spiders from different dimensions. That would be that would be a fantastic plot, because Kraven is my nigga. I love Kraven.
Right.
That would be a fantastic way to go. Somebody actually posted an interesting theory. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Laura Balvin. Shout out Laura Balvin. He was like, "Yo, what if?" And throughout this whole Spider-Verse series, he goes through this, Miles goes through this whole thing, and he actually ends up in one final dimension, and he gets lost, and he actually ends up in the MCU. He gets to one final dimensional portal or whatever, and the series ends, and he's actually inside the MCU, and it kicks off that way where, it's that kind of handoff as Tom Holland goes the Sony way for his trilogy with them, and Miles Morales comes into the fray. How you feel about that?
So I think that would be like amazing. Honestly, I wanted Tom Holland's Spider-Man to be Miles Morales when it was first announced that they were doing another reboot, just because I felt that after 2 of the same Peter Parker stories with different variations, the third one should be very different to not make people watch the same movie over and over again. And I'm not saying that Tom Holland as Spider-Man wasn't a great decision. It's worked out that literally worked out perfectly. That was the movie that we needed. But I was just more of a fan of like the Miles Morales story, because it was more of a younger Spider-Man, and it's basically Tom Holland's I mean, if you don't know, because there's no way you can watch Tom Holland without knowing, a lot of the Tom Holland Spider-Man parts are really just Miles Morales, but with regular Tom Holland, not Miles Morales. So that's why that movie works so well, in my opinion, is because they use the more fresher, the better story, in my opinion.
The different story beats of Miles Morales.
Exactly. Like they showed you something different, and that's why we all enjoyed it, because we weren't rewatching Spider-Man for the third time.
It wasn't like an older dude in like high school where he just got a bite and stuff like that. It's like, it's more of like him trying to deal with that stuff as a younger, more rash Spider-Man, has mentors and stuff, and you see that different dynamic. Yeah.
So if we actually get Miles Morales in the MCU, I think that would be amazing. Now, the thing about a lot of these theories is that like we also got to think about like characters that are already in the MCU, contracts, because like maybe by the time Miles Morales gets there, will Benedict Cumberbatch still want to be Doctor Strange? Like, what's going to change within that time frame? Because that's another thing, is that we love in these comic book worlds, it's very easy to have all these crazy arcs with all these people and these reoccurring characters because they're just drawn there. But when you have something where it's like, I don't want to be the superhero for like, I honestly didn't know if Tom Holland was going to come back as Spider-Man, because he just got renewed for another 3 movies. Like, what happens after those 6 movies? Like, maybe it's over for him. Maybe he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he stated at one point, like he was like, if I'm playing Spider-Man forever, I've done something wrong as an actor. So I'm like, he's not gonna be there forever.
Chris Evans doesn't want to be Captain America forever. Like nobody wants to be that character forever.
Exactly. Nobody wants to do that stuff forever. Now, I'm not gonna cap. Pun intended. Literally, if they paid me that money, like, hey yo, bro, we need you to be Cap for like 17 years, bro. Shit, bro. Let me get the.
I mean,
where my
no,
salute
facts,
at?
facts.
My elbow looking right. But that's just me personally. But I understand as an actor, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to move on to other projects. You feel like that arc has kind of been resolved. So you bow out. And it's understandable. But I feel like that's why that comes down to the job of Kevin Feige and all the writers to make sure that the story beats of the overall arc of the MCU and the different phases complement people's exits and entries very well. And that's a tough thing to balance because, you never want people who are going to want to, come out and then you might have to adjust certain stories to make sure exits and entries are, as seamless as possible when it comes to, story continuity.
And they've been doing a great job so far. The only time that there's been a character change that was abrupt was right now was just the Hulk was when the Hulk's actor changed to Mark Ruffalo randomly. But like we weren't really looking for the Hulk.
Care about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
Niggas
didn't care. Niggas did not care. I'm about to say they about to have another one with Shuri.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was I just don't get it. Like how it's just crazy because it's just like you're so close to maybe even being like I don't know what the writers are saying, but like you could have been the next Black Panther, like possibly. This franchise that you're a part of and a central part of could be like you have so much growth. Like that's probably one of the reasons I feel like a lot of people leave their characters because like I am Spider-Man. I've been Spider-Man 6 years of my life now. You can't get better than the main character of this franchise. But like for example, I can see why Anthony Mackie wants to stay a part of the Captain America franchise because he's now Captain America. He's got room to grow. Like
he got a promotion, bro.
Exactly. You are in. Unfortunately, Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace. Like he's not a part of the franchise anymore, and like it's a sad way of looking at it. But she had a lot of potential to grow and maybe even fill the space that he left. But now off the shots, really off the COVID shots.
Yeah.
I guess, man. If that's the hill you want to die on, if you want to fumble that much money for, I don't see it. Maybe you got it like that. Maybe it is what it. Maybe you got it like that. But I'm gonna just keep it 1,000 with you. If this company that's known for making the movies, if Disney's saying you need to get vaccinated to be a part of it, like where else are you gonna go? Like if it's not like one of the biggest companies that is gonna be like, no, you know what? We don't need you to get vaccinated. Like Warner Brothers is probably gonna do the same thing. So what are you gonna do? Make small indie films the whole time? You could. Is it gonna make you the money like a Disney bag would? No, but hey, if that's your prerogative,
if that's your route, that's your route.
That's on fine. You.
But I'm just saying, like, for the sake of that, like, if you want to, you can't have it both ways. All right, you might as well just dip out now and then they gotta start looking for a replacement. Like I don't know. Maybe she wants to have it both ways, but she wants to stay straight and then not comply with the regulations of filming a movie and being in a set in public.
You are not that guy.
In society,
like
you're not that guy.
You as much as you are that character. I don't know if they're gonna make that big of a risk for you. Because like you gotta be like Tony Stark. You gotta be a character that they are not willing to replace. But like they might just scrap the whole franchise. Like they don't care. Like. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like it's already. I don't know what they doing for Wakanda Forever for the sequel, but it's like they was already in a rocky place because they put it down like, yo, bro, like T'Challa gone MCU. Like it's hands down. He's not coming back. There's no way we can't replace him like that. That's undisputed. So where does the series go from there? Where is that next major hero or whatever? Will it be Shuri? Will it be somebody completely different? Like. What's even the play on that? Like that leaves that whole franchise in a state of flux. And I'm like, if they need to take it out, they probably will. And again, with this whole kind of story contingency thing of the universe is kind of falling apart in Doctor Strange, so they can just pull in new people in like the next 3 years, anyways. Like they can just pull in a whole new roster and say, oh yeah, that's the same people, just for a different universe. Y'all good?
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope, but that's insane, man. That's insane. But back to Across the Spider-Verse, man. Out of 5, $6,345,892.7. Just a random number off the top of my head. I don't know. Just not too high, not too high. It's all right. It's mid. I'll probably go catch it sometime. Once you waiting out of 5?
I'm definitely putting it at a 5 out of 5. I love the first one. I watched it in theaters. I was super close to watching it a second time, but I didn't have the money like that, so I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna chill out. But that movie's amazing. I think that I cannot wait.
The best Spider-Man film of all time.
Yeah, actually, like 1000%.
Hands down.
Yeah.
And I am a whore for Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
I'm a whore for Spider-Man 2.
Like they're all great films, but this one just takes the cake.
It was literally like near perfection. Near perfection.
Before we move on, let me go to the bathroom real fast.
No worries. Take your time. But yeah, man, I'm like Spider-Man, bro. That joint, That's the thing with Spider-Man, though. It's like there's so many characters and so many ins and outs of that film and the series in general that it's hard to get out, bro. I'm not gonna lie. They can have you fighting like 10 different dudes on across 3 different movies. They'll give you like 2 different Sinister Sixes. You know what I'm saying? They still gotta get on what's her name? I'm about to say not Silver Surfer. What's her name? The chick, Silver Sage or whatnot. I can't say Toby was a demon in Spider-Man 3. Toby was a demon. Spider-Man 3 was not a great film. It wasn't even a good film, but it was a good film to me just because of the sheer like the tomfoolery that was going on in that whole thing, bro. My man was putting niggas up the walls. He was like, "You want forgiveness? Get religion." Oh my gosh, bro. Spider-Man 3 was hilarious. Oh, what here? Spider-Man 3 was like dead funny. It was dead funny. Not good, but it was dead funny. Silver Sable. Thank you, Silver Sable. I don't know why like the name was lost on me. Thank you, Silver Sable. But yeah, Spider-Man's a tough one, man. All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Moving in to the next topic. We are moving into the next topic. Entering the Infinite. So this week, the full release of the highly anticipated game Halo Infinite has come, and people are deep in the weeds, spamming grenades at grunts and enjoying life in a suit of Spartans again. How we feeling about it, man? I for one have mixed feelings a little bit. It's a lot of good, but then there's some things in there I'm like, I don't know. But let's talk about. Let's get your impressions first. Overall, how you feeling, Wen?
So I think that I haven't touched the single player. I haven't touched the single player because I'm trying to go through the Halo, the first Halo games. I just started Reach. I'm trying to play them on stream, kind of. I'm definitely gonna get more into the Master Chief Collection. I just don't want to touch it because I know that this is a continuation of the story. I have played a lot of the multiplayer, and what I can say is that Halo is a franchise that, I'm not gonna lie to you, I said this to my friend the other day. I was like, yo, when I heard Halo Infinite got released, I was like, they really need to let this franchise die, because I was just like, I just don't think it's gonna age well. I played the Master Chief Collection. I played like 1, 2, and 3, and I would play the maps, and I'm just like, I see why this was fun, but this is just we just can't bring it into this new era. Like it's too slow. It's too, you know. And I will say I am 1000% wrong. I couldn't be more wrong. I didn't know what I was talking about. This game is so damn fun. It makes no growth. This is growth, because I was so wrong and I was so out of my element. But I didn't say that online. I literally was just talking to my friend. I was like, I don't know, bro.
I wasn't putting that shit out.
I wasn't putting it out there because I knew if anybody would have questioned me with like, yo, where are your sources? I'd be like, I'm pulling them straight out of my ass because I have not played Halo long enough. But I can say that multiplayer is really good. It is a really good change of pace. I'm going from like Apex, where I'm getting shredded in like 2.3 seconds by people who are sweating it out, to playing Halo, where like even when I'm getting destroyed in Halo, I have a fighting chance because I can see what's going on. Like it's a longer TTK, but that's not a bad thing because you can like outplan your opponent if you think fast enough. Like in Apex, I'll play a game. They pull up with the R9. If I'm not Gibby, I might just go straight down. Like I'm not even going to be able to shoot my gun. In Halo, if they pull up with really any gun, you got a pretty solid chance, unless it's literally like the power weapons or the weapons that are like so strong there's only one of them ever at a time. You got a good chance of fighting back. You might be able to outmaneuver, do something, you know? I love this release. The only issue I had with Halo was just that their battle pass system was at first very convoluted and unnecessary. It felt like you paid $10 to have to grind. Like you ever buy like a battle pass? Like you ever not buy a battle pass for like Fortnite or something, and then you have to grind it on the free to play version?
Yeah.
You're like, yo, this is
To
a
get the
grind.
points.
Yeah, this is a grind. That's what it felt like, and I paid for the battle pass. So I'm happy that they changed a lot of those things, because at first it was, there just really wasn't a reason to give you these $10. And I want to support these games. Like when the games are good, I want to support you, but if you're not giving me a good reason to, I just can't do it.
I agree. I want to backtrack and start with the good. Yeah, single player. I haven't played yet. I will be playing it. Probably either this weekend or next week. Just don't want to speak on what I've played with that because I haven't played campaign yet. But I have seen some stuff on it just with the reports and just how people are chatting online. In terms of the good, oh my gosh, this game feels great. In terms of multiplayer, everything so far, oh my goodness, this is a very, very big return to form, especially from Halo 5 and Halo 4. That lull they had. Halo 4 was a decent game to me. I feel like it was good, but again, it started to get away from the essence of Halo. Infinite does so well to create that balance between a bit more fast-paced gameplay in terms of the weapons and the abilities you can use to traverse the map and create a lot of action-packed engagements, but still keep that that kind of measured pace of Halo's shooting system when the time to kill, where it's like if you're right here, you got two ARs with each other, you're going down the line, whoever lands more headshots is gonna win. But if you throw a grenade, there's a lot more skill, I guess, and chances to outwit your opponent and beat them at their game. So it just felt like a really good marriage of traversing the map, creating a lot of action-packed moments, and still have that nice kind of steady pace of Halo. The steady pace in shooting, steady pace of health, but still a very, very nice progression in terms of map speed, being able to advance to your opponent. I like permanent sprint. Thank God permanent sprint is in there.
Oh my God, that was actually one of the reasons why I hated the originals, because I was just like, as soon as you die and you come back, you gotta walk your ass over there.
And then this man is walking with no sprint bunnies, going like this, and walking at a steady pace, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
They're dying over there. You're just walking. Come on, son.
And you just power walking like this, bro. You just doing this.
Let's go.
Like, what? Get out of here, bro. That I never really did like in retrospect once I had like full sprinting mechanics. Yeah. But in general, like Halo Infinite does so well with this gameplay loop, and then something just feels so satisfying, bruh. The battle rifle again, my favorite weapon. Like, I'm a 3-round burst whore at the end of the day. Like, battle rifle feels so good. All the pistols feel good. Everything feels pretty usable.
Yeah.
Everything feels like it's at your disposal, and like there's no stone left unturned. Like, something can hit you from another side. Like Mangler is fantastic gun. I think it's actually really good and underutilized sometimes. Like, except, okay, maybe not the pulse carbine. I haven't seen anybody go crazy with the pulse carbine yet, because that's kind of like MIDI. But
so
I would kind of leave an exception.
It works. Like there'd be times where I'll shoot it and like the 3 rounds like lock onto the target, and I'm like, oh, this is doing damage. And then there's times where I shoot it and nothing hits because it's like the slow projectile, and I'm just like, I need to. I feel like once you figure that gun out, and that's the one thing I do like about Halo, actually, that I literally am learning so many new things, because every gun has, like, a lot of guns have different firing modes, and like I played like 2 weeks without knowing that aiming down sights can change things. Like the Cinder Shot, if you aim down sights with it, the bullet shoots straight, and like you can like aim where it goes, and I didn't know that. So that opened up a lot of possibilities of like, man, this person's gonna turn the corner if I just boom and then hit the curve, and like I got kills like that. And I'm like, whoa, and there's just so many possibilities, because they give you so many things they give you so many options. And that's why that game is really, really good, is because all the guns, even though some of them you feel like they're just like, every gun is unique and every gun has its purpose.
Everything is usable. It's like, I don't feel, I don't feel defeated if I have a different loadout than yours, if I'm not running a meta or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at ranked. Everybody starts out with a pistol, battle rifle. Everybody starts out with that, but then you get the different power maps. Even in regular modes, like Fiesta and stuff. Like, okay, you got an energy sword. Somebody might have a battle rifle. Come around this corner and get whacked. Like, come on now. Like, there's so many options, and just, again, a lot of possibility in terms of the gunplay, in terms of being around the map. I've seen so much good things. Like, how many times like we played on that I think it was live fire with the academy on one side and the shooting range on the right side. I think it was that map when you're on B
Yeah,
flag on Stronghold.
yeah.
When you're on B flag on Stronghold, I was trying to get into like the left side. The dude was right there in that little cubby, and he just repulsed me off the map. And I said, "Damn you, that's smart."
Right,
but
yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
so
get
smart.
mad at him. I couldn't get mad at him. I was mad at myself for falling for that. I was like, "Yo, that's a really good skill." I seen people like I had the chance to take part in a tourney recently. Shout out to the Game Illuminati. Shout out to them. I took part in a Halo tourney, and I seen people use skills that like I've never seen applications like that. Like somebody used the repulsor to boost jump onto a flag.
Yeah.
They boost jump onto that. They use the grapple hook to actually grapple the flag, and they get get to different objectives, and it's just so many different things. And this it just feels like such a good middle ground for Halo, man. It feels pacey, but it also feels very very measured at the same time. Again, that feels great.
It's
Great.
It's
and they nailed the gameplay loop.
Yeah, it's honest, it's an amazing game. Like I have no real complaints. The only issues I had was like disconnecting. That was like an issue for the game.
Yeah, I'm about to get into that. I'm about to get into if you don't mind, let me slide in here.
No, absolutely.
What did not work? Now this is kind of a larger scope. I'll start with more of the technical things. There are still some key technical issues with that. First and foremost, yes, like Wen said, the crashes. They happen very, very frequently. Again, in this tournament that I played, after every match, I restarted my game. I exited out and did that just in case. And I shouldn't really have to. I shouldn't have to do that. But crashes were very, very prominent across everybody. It wasn't like, no matter the setup. I've seen people with 30 series, like 3,000 series and up. They were getting crashes. I'm getting crashes. People lower getting crashes. Like very, very, shoddy in that area. And I feel like they have to fix that ASAP because that's messing up people's, people in ranked trying to get to, the highest rankings.
Yeah.
People in regular casual play just getting dropped out the blue. That's a really big problem that's taken away from the quality of the game, man. There's been some very serious kind of like lagging issues, not in terms of internet connection, but in terms of like hit detections and just the sharpness of the actual speed and latencies. That's been off in several matches that I've seen personally and seeing other people play. That's been a tough one. Ranked mode, I feel like it still needs to have some tweaks, man. I feel like it's a weird state where I feel like I am a solid Halo player. I'm decent. I'm not gonna say I'm like crazy good or anything like that, but I'm a decent Halo player. I right now I'm Diamond 1, and I'm like, yo, that's kind of crazy how I'm Diamond 1 like already. Off my play since I was like Plat 4 or something like that, and I was like, this doesn't seem exactly right. I'm not gonna say I'm not discrediting myself because damn, when I shoot, but like I felt like the rank system in terms of progression, in terms of getting up there, having only so many ranks, there's doing that Diamond and Onyx, and it just felt a little bit too loosened. Maybe they need to tighten up the restrictions on ranked. Maybe tweak some settings for progression, made it a little bit more difficult because I felt like maybe it's too heavily weighted on one above average performance takes you up to a whole different rank and it cracks you up sky high, and maybe a heartbreaking loss where you went trash. It doesn't do as much to your record. So I feel like it's a little bit too forgiving in the sense of ranked, and they might need to make some more stringent tweaks, in my opinion.
With the ranking system, I just don't know what boosts you, like I know wins like bring you up, but like I've been playing ranked. I played a good amount of ranked. I started at Plat 3. I'm still in Plat 3. I've lost a good amount, I've won a good amount, but like I never really moved any crazy amount. And there's times where I've gotten disconnected from the actual game, and like my thing didn't drop, and I'm like, okay, well it was because my internet dropped out on me that day, and I was like, okay, so I'm happy I didn't get punished or anything like that, but like it's weird that I didn't lose any rank for this at all. Or like, I just don't know how, because my boy was telling me one day he took a loss, but he still went up in rank, and I was just like, so how does this work? Like, is it personal performance? I need more transparency from the team about ranked modes. I need another really important thing that I just feel like I don't know why isn't in almost every ranked mode. If you're playing ranked mode and we're in a party and one of us disconnects in the middle of the match, allow them to rejoin, because there's times where like, bro, if we got kicked out or one of us got kicked out and you join the party and you're waiting for the party to finish the match that you were in, there's an open spot because they don't fill it. So it just doesn't make sense why I can't just rejoin.
Deadass. That
doesn't make sense in ranked and casual, really. And if there's space, you should let them rejoin. Now if there is space and it's a casual and you fill it with a random, that's different. That's fine. You can't get in the game. I understand that. But in a ranked game mode where you're not going to you're not gonna backfill shit, let them rejoin. It just only makes sense.
Facts. That, and thank goodness for Apex for introducing that and making that a norm. Now I'm like, everybody across the board needs to do that. Everybody across the board, that needs to be a standard ASAP. If you're in a highly contested match, you should have some window to be able to rejoin.
Yeah.
That's there. No more needs to be said on that besides the fact that it needs to be a standard in the industry now.
Yeah.
Like crossplay is a standard. Like, you know, say like certain things are like quality of life. It needs to be in an experience like this to help compensate for disconnections and different drops due to the system or due to the internet. That needs to be a standard to accommodate people, because it's happening way more often than not, and something that should be in the game.
Yeah.
It's something that should be in there. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one. And then I'd say, yeah, again, with the battle pass, you spoke on it mostly. Just wanted to touch on it a little bit. Yeah, the battle pass system, just make it challenges on ranking up in general. Like, y'all made, I understand like you want to grind for some stuff, but damn, like I don't even get XP off of like playing the game and kills. Like not even playing the game, but kills, bro. Like I was killing people left, right, and center. I'm like, you gave me one challenge today, kill like 10 Spartans, and then that was it. There's no rolling challenges. Like it just felt a little bit like unpolished in terms of, you know, having stuff that consistently rewards players instead of having those little bits. Like, oh yeah, you see the samurai armor up there? Catch y'all in 10 years. Good luck.
Yeah, it's annoying too, because it's like some of the quests that I had were like extremely, it was so specific. It's like, yo, you need to kill 10 Spartans with a plasma rifle in Stronghold, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I don't even know how to turn some of the game modes off. I just hit quick play and have fun. That's what I'm trying to do here. And you're trying to make me find Stronghold matches to then go camp the plasma rifle to then go get the 5 kills. Like these challenges just aren't as fun as you would think they would be. Like, it's like you'll get seven kills with a needler. It's like I have the same issue with Apex, and that's a different story for another time. But like sometimes the challenges that you put for these battle passes make you play in a type of way that you just don't want to play. Like, I'm just trying to have fun, and like making me specifically get 5 kills with the pistol, and that was the thing. I had that as for my daily challenge. That day I only played ranked. You don't get a pistol in ranked. You have to go find the pistol in ranked. So I'm just like, I'm not doing this daily then, I guess, because I can't do it. I don't have this gun in the game modes that I'm trying to play today. I wasn't trying to play quick play or whatever.
And I feel like from a developer standpoint, it might just be the kind of argument of we want people to, you know, not be certainly, I guess, restricted to a certain meta. We want you to play with different play styles. We want you to experience the game at its fullest. So that involves you, you know, after achieving certain challenges, or to achieve certain challenges, rather.
Right.
We want you to actually have this in the bag. We want you to, you know, step outside of that. But in terms of, like, you know what I'm saying, we're doing all these challenges and you're only giving us little bits and pieces, bro.
That's another thing. Is
you gotta let up a little bit on this side. Like you went too easy on the ranked progression, but then on regular progression where everybody's playing, you went too tight. I'm like, bro, y'all flipped that. Like,
I paid for this battle. That's another thing too, is like I hate companies that, the thing is, like, I like battle passes because for $10 you get cool things to work towards in a free-to-play game. I think it's a great value. I love it that it's in like almost every game that I really enjoy has one, and I almost always buy it because it gives you something to do. But the issue is, the one thing that I really have a problem with is, like, I just paid $10 for all this stuff so that I could work towards and grind it. Why are you making it harder for me to get the things that I paid for? Because after this is gone, I'm not gonna be able to get into this battle pass. But you're also making me grind this like it's my life, bro. It shouldn't be this hard. I already said, hey, here's my money. Why are you pushing this away from me, my guy?
Nah, I agree. I was like, yo, time's of the essence. Like, you want us to be on this game 24/7.
I got a full-time job.
Facts. We like, oh yeah, we need you to do a 360 plasma grenade throw on top of live fire, you know what I'm saying, with your eyes closed, on 5 sensitivity on both vertical and horizontal. Like, bro, that's way too specific and there's way little time, bro. Whoa.
I just got off work.
Yeah, they need to make some tweaks on that stuff. And with the final point I wanted to make, actually, like, I understand it dropped the campaigns out, multiplayer's out, but like, there's some things, and I understand it could be down to development hell, but just some things are just missing in terms of quality of life and stuff that feels like it should be standard that isn't really there. You know what I'm saying? I can go down the list. Like, they said, no Forge mode. It's not coming yet. It's gonna be like middle of next year. You can't even replay campaign missions. You just gotta go straight through. A Halo standard that's been in, I'm pretty sure, every Halo game to this point. but you can't do it until later next year. No co-op campaign at launch. You can't play with your friends. Been an industry standard. Been a series standard for years. Like there's so many different things. Game modes that aren't possibly readily available. I can go on with other things that I've seen and heard, but like they've said that they will add these features in later again, but like coming out of the box, I feel like some of those bits and components that make Halo are either a bit shoddy or missing. Like theater mode might not work always as it's intended to. The save system and the file system, while it's always been there, it's still a little bit like it's clunky right now. Like I've seen it in practice, like loading up for the tournament and stuff like that. I've seen people like trying to work with it, but it's a little bit difficult. Some of those things that make Halo in its entirety aren't there fully, and that's what kind of whittles down the quality of the entire experience to me. When I see people playing it, they run into campaign glitches, or they run into this, they can't replay the mission. There's stuff that should be there that isn't, and that's what I'm like, damn, I might have to take a couple points off for it.
Yeah, it's something that, like, and especially with the way this game got released, I'm just not a big fan of splitting up parts of the game. I've always been a fan of pushing a game back to make sure that it works properly, and that's why I was. Well, you can't push it back forever though, and I understand that. That's why I understand, like, we dropped the multiplayer to make you guys happy. Now we dropped the campaign to make you guys happy. I don't really like that they keep splitting the game up, because it just feels like y'all should have just waited, is what it seems like. And I understand you always don't have that luxury of time, but when you have, like, you can't be upset if people don't ever really come back because the mode that they were looking for isn't in the game yet. Like I just feel like they should have waited a little bit. I feel like they should have never announced Halo. I feel like it's something that they could have just pushed back a little bit, because it didn't even release with the console. So the Xbox Series X was out like a year before we got a Halo game. So I don't even know what was the purpose of rushing it at that point. So
I felt like, in terms of a shareholder stock price expectations when it comes to fiscal years, they wanted that marquee game to drop. They wanted that marquee thing, and again, they're booting up for stuff with the like Game Pass. I feel like there was going to be a big gap between a major title that was going to be on Game Pass or lead the way, and they needed Halo to come through. And I felt like it was kind of like that gap in the market where it's like they were getting close. They're like, okay, can we drop it now? Can we pull it out now? And then they seen Vanguard wasn't really getting that big Call of Duty reception in the long run as it was building up. Battlefield had a really big reception in terms of hype and momentum, but still there were some bugs and glitches that might have deterred it. And then they had that 20th anniversary drop, like, hey, we gonna drop this right here, bro. Y'all got that? Hold that.
Yeah.
And they kind of rushed in. They had a good gameplay loop, but then there's still stuff missing from it. So it's a very conflicting thing to deal with. But I know at its core, it's a really, really fantastic game. That and Battlefield is still duking it out for like the big dog of the year in terms of the big three. You know what I'm saying? They're still tight, hotly contested. I have to see what Rush is talking about before I make any final decisions before the year is out. But it's tough to see. I know they'll bounce back from it, but again, it just sucks when certain things that that Halo's known and loved for aren't present. You know what I'm saying? They aren't delivering like we thought they would. So it's just kind of the case of expectation versus reality, what we have to deal with. And it's definitely going to be a slow process, but I'm hoping that they can keep momentum up until some of these features arrive, and like they can sustain a lot of audiences and concurrent players, because games are coming thick and fast, especially from next year.
Oh my god! We don't even have like a month to ourselves. We
don't have a month to rest. We do not. We barely have that. So jumping from like February, not even February. Yeah,
not even February. February is a month of a lot of games too. Like
like you got mid-January. You got like mid-January or something like that. At most till mid-January. You have to keep moving with some type of content loop or something that I keep updating and keeping it fresh. And while those things are in the background, you need to hurry it up and keep pushing along, or else you're gonna get lost in the flood, bro. Because Ragnarok coming, Seafood coming, like that's gonna be a whole nother podcast episode we're talking about next year. But like, there's just so much stuff in the pipeline, and 2022 is gonna be ridiculous. You got to get on the horse and start delivering, what people are looking for, Halo. But so far, overall, you did a really good job with release, but there's still some gaps.
Don't slow down
Chief's
now.
armor that you got to show. Yeah, don't slow down, Chief. Don't slow down. That's all I got on that. But yeah, damn. Now it's time. Decent pacing on it. Now it's time, baby. The 2021 Game Awards. Let's talk about it, man. It's officially in the books. We wanted to break down what happened, what we saw, what we liked and didn't like, and more. We're just gonna kind of do the flow a little bit differently, just to, again, save a little bit of time, not go through the whole show up and down and all that stuff like that. So we can keep it a little bit tight. First and foremost, though, we wanted to take a little bit of a detour and focus on the kind of the cold open for the Game Awards. Actually, Jeff Keighley, I'm saying, the Mountain Dew Dorito Pope, he took some time out to address some of the major injustices that have been happening in the gaming industry and that have come to light in recent times. He wasn't really exactly name dropping anything, but he did take the time to address it when previously he said, he wasn't really going to take sides or, introduce any opinions on the Game Awards platform. He actually made his statement at the start of the show, which was, probably not his original plan, because Twitter was really about to get on his ass, and he was getting on his ass like insane.
He was getting dragged, bro.
They was hawking him down. They was hawking him down bad. But he put the statement out. He made that statement known. He made his comments known right at the top of the show. What were you thinking about what he said? What it means and all that.
So like with that, if he would have said that, so personally, I feel like he didn't go as hard as he should have, because the entirety, the whole point of the Game Awards was, from my understanding, and everybody loves to preach this, the whole point of the Game Awards is to showcase and show appreciation to the developers, the people who make games. So for your award show to originally say we're not going to take sides when it comes to companies abusing the developers that you're trying to celebrate, it just doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, so then this isn't what your mission statement isn't really what you're standing by here. Then, like, this isn't about the developers, this is about the publishers. Then say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to celebrate the publishers then, because you're not dropping any names, even though we know the names. Even the people who have names drop names. Like, even when Nintendo and Sony and Xbox are saying these people are tripping, and you can't say that these people are tripping, it's kind of sad. And the biggest issue is, like, if he would have never said anything about taking a side, if he would have just said that very safe, I'm on your side statement, and like never said the whole thing, we're not taking sides, he just said that safe statement, I'd have been like, okay, I see they're trying to make a little sense, but like they're not being spicy about it, like they're being real passive aggressive about it. But then when you get bullied into making the statement, it don't even feel like at that point you should have just stuck to your word, because I don't even feel that sincere now. Because now
Facts.
I can't, even if you were to knock on my door right now and be like, yo, listen, Werner, I meant every word and I was gonna make that statement no matter what, I'm not gonna believe you. Because, bro, I got the receipts, they got the memes, they were making memes of you, bro. You can't come back from memes. Like, bro, they were cooking you, and then you changed your mind. I think it was the memes, bro. I don't know if it was you.
Listen, man, I'm actually surprised he made the statement, to be honest. I thought he was just gonna leave it alone. I thought he was gonna do what he does, but like, for a brand and a platform, again, in the gaming industry, is probably his platform. Between that and Summer Game Fest is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest. Again, aside IGN, aside of GameSpot, but in terms of like live platforms, live delivering games, announcements and whatnot, he's kind of leading the big show. He's the big kahuna when it comes to those events now. You know what I'm saying? E3 long gone. As that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but still an advocate for games. You still have to make that stance, bro. Like you still have to actually pick that side and be active in that conversation, because you're one of the biggest proponents. You're one of the biggest visible factors of the gaming industry that people see. The Washington Post is reaching out to you. People who are outside of gaming are watching to you. You got basketball players and WNBA players. You got celebrities coming to the show. You're lining up all these people. You got Sting and all that stuff like that, and the audience doing live performances and all that stuff like that. And they're looking to you and your platform for a statement on what's going on. That's those instances where you got to get off the fence and make something known directly. A part of me is like, yo, I actually appreciate you for making a statement, because I wasn't expecting you to, and what I'm saying, I feel like you would have been bullshit anyways if you didn't do it. But I'm actually glad that you did say something in terms of that, and the people who are who are like, maybe not who are savvy enough, they know the whole story. They'd be like, okay, cool, we know who you're referencing. But I would have liked it to be very explicit in terms of, we condemn the actions that have been happening at Activision Blizzard. This is not what the gaming community stands for. We're here to celebrate games and protect and have an inclusive community for everybody who plays them and enjoys them from one end of the world to the next. Whatever whatever you rep, whoever you are, doesn't matter. As long as you love games, you're welcome here. That would have been a much more impactful statement than, just saying that without the explicit, just name drop them dudes, bro. Just name drop them dudes.
They've name dropped themselves.
And literally, bro. Tell on stage right there, get Joseph Ferris up there, Bobby Kotick, fuck him, like like literally, bro. Like it's to be in that position, you have to literally support that. I feel like if again, standing for what he stood for in terms of the Game of the Game Awards, celebrating the industry, celebrating the people who make games, and not taking a stance, on a situation that concerns this very people that you're trying to celebrate. That's a weird zone that you're in. That's a really weird zone. And I feel like, again, he did the right thing by going in that direction. I feel like he could have pushed a little bit more. That's just me. But at least the general consensus and the general statement was said of what is right, and that it should be, those actions that people was doing should be condemned to the ends of the earth, condemned. So
Absolutely.
that was that. Shout out to the Mountain Dew and 3-year-old Pope, bro. But yeah, that was that. Fuck the rest of that. Let's talk about it, bro. Let's go. We're gonna go into a different format. We're not gonna go down to the show. We're just gonna start with the award winners. We're gonna rattle through them really quickly. We'll stop at some of the bigger ones. Real quick. Best esports event. Did not care. It was League of Legends. Do you care about this?
Nah, I mean, like, we knew that.
Bet. All right, cool. Nobody gives a fuck. Cool. Best esports coach. It was Kate Coma, Jung Gun. Shout outs to him. Don't necessarily care, but shout outs to him though.
Yeah,
he did his thing.
Awesome.
Cool. Best esports team. Natives Vincier, CSGO. Anybody care? Anybody?
Definitely don't play that game at all. No.
Anybody?
No.
I don't play that game, but y'all probably some killers. Respect to y'all.
Yeah.
Respect.
Shout out to y'all.
Best esports athlete. Alexander Simple Kostiliev. Shouts to him. You must be an absolute demon, bro. With the last name Kostiliev, you must be a killer on the sticks.
Was that CSGO? Did it say?
It might be CSGO though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I think I heard of it.
I feel like it's CSGO. But yeah, best esports game presented by Grubhub. I don't know why it's actually not presented by them. They don't sponsor us.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't hear that.
They'll be all right.
Y'all didn't hear that. Yeah, y'all didn't hear that. Get them out of there. Best esports game was League of Legends by Riot Games, of course, because League of Legends was gonna win. Content creator of the year, which I don't even pay attention to. Double don't care. I'm not even going to announce the winner.
Like, I genuinely don't even know who they named the people. I was like, I don't even know who these people are.
Yo, I swear this dude had like he had like a stick figure drawn as his Avi whatever in the awards panel. I think I just clicked on that because I was like, yo, cool, stick drawing. I clicked on that one and that was it. Innovation in accessibility. Shout out to that. For Forza Horizon 5 won that. Playground Games and Xbox, they won that joint.
I want to say that I really love that that's a category. I think accessibility in gaming.
I agree. I actually do care about this one.
It's cool because like not only is it great for everybody who has like these disabilities that now they're able to enjoy these games, but it's also just like, how many times have you changed like the colorblind settings on your game just so that you can see better? And it's like, you're not even colorblind. Mm-hmm. You actually, these games are hard to see, and now you can see better. Like it's great because accessibility literally hurts nobody and helps everybody
else, literally. So, and also again, just in general, big ups to Xbox over the past like decade, because they have made it a very strong point to increase the level of accessibility for everybody who plays.
That controller that they made, the one that you could make, that you can customize yourself. Oh my god! Like, shout outs to them. Beautiful. Like that shit that warms my heart.
Facts. I will say major kudos. You can talk whatever shit you want about Microsoft, whatever. They ain't got no games, blah blah blah.
Whatever.
You can say that they care about the gaming experience. I feel like, especially for everybody who wants to play.
1000%.
I can clearly see that. Most anticipated. We had God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Starfield, and then Elden Ring won. Which one of y'all like what straight basement dwellers voted for that, bruh? I don't want to play this depression. I'm sorry, dog. I don't want to play this open world depression. The game is out there.
I like
It's
the thing
coming.
is the thing is I am not upset about it winning that category because like I feel like with games like that, people who play God of
Mm,
War, you're gonna get a God of War game. People who play like
yeah.
Zelda, you're gonna get these games.
Okay, that's fair.
That's why I like when I saw that it won. It's not that I didn't see it as like
Mm,
everybody wants this game. I see it as like
mm.
the people didn't expect this game to get made,
Okay, I
and I'm
can.
happy
Now
that
that you put it that way.
like,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm just like, because with God of War, it's like I don't even really watch a
Mm,
lot of God of War stuff because I know it's coming. I know this is gonna come out.
yeah.
But when they
That's
announced
fair.
Elden Ring, they didn't show anything for like a year, and people were just like,
Facts.
there's a good chance it could be over because it's not God of War.
You know what? Yeah, now that you put it that way, I can see that. I can see. You know what? I will recede my scathing comments about Elden Ring for winning this award. I recede. This is why we got you on the pod, man. It's different perspective. This is why we got you here, bruh. All right, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Best multiplayer out of Back for Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. It Takes Two took home the prize. Mwah!
That
Yes,
that's it's
yes,
oh,
yes, and yes.
you love to
Yes,
see
love
it.
to see it.
You love to see
Love
it.
to see it. Absolutely. Best sim strategy. We had Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2, World Domination, Humankind Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. And Age of Empires 4 won. I would have rather voted Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I think whatever. Age of Empires,
That
the Age of series is good. I actually like it, but I like Age of Mythology way better. That's just my opinion.
so with that entire category, I kind of hate it because like
Mm.
all those games there are so different from each other. Like I
Yo,
would
deadass.
like if you said, "Hey, I bought you Flight Simulator," my first instinct is going to be like, "Well, do I have a flight stick and do I have like a
Yeah,
VR
the
headset?
whole
Like,
setup.
can I make it? Can I actually simulate this?" When you say, "I bought you Age of Empires," I think to myself, "How am I going to strategize? How am I going to build up my
Yeah.
civilization?" That's a completely different experience and a different mindset.
Yeah, that's a really wide net. That's a really wide net that they cast.
So like when this is kind of just like, all right, they won, I guess, but they probably won. I don't even know why they won. It kind of thing, because it's like if I was Flight Simulator, I wouldn't even be mad about me losing this out of like honestly, it might not even just been who out of these games who do you like the most. That would have been a better category. It's just like, hey,
Yeah.
game of the year for games that you don't play, like something like something
facts.
something games of the year that you weren't expecting or
Facts.
whatever. Because
Underrated champion award.
you know what I'm saying? Like underdog
something like
award,
that.
because like saying
Yeah.
things like strategy
Yeah.
simulation with a sprinkle of a turn-based combat, like it's too many. This is so
Yeah.
wide. This is a lot.
There's a lot of hoops you got to pull to like group them all into one actual category, and that's a lot of hoops to get across. I ain't going front. That's there. And then a similar kind of take with the sports and racing categories. You got F1 21, FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Rise of the Republic. And Forza Horizon 5 took home the prize pretty easily, I think.
It's Forza.
It just blew everybody out the water. Forza Horizon 5. I've heard nothing but great things about this game, and again, especially because it's on Game Pass, so if you have access to it, it's looking like it's hidden with the public.
Whenever I can run it, whenever my computer, my old computer here can run that beast, because I tried to run it on stream. My computer was like,
shoot.
bro, these even on medium settings, they're like, hey, yo, my man, we do not have the facilities. Like,
These niggas racing in here.
like, god damn,
Oh,
you're gonna be racing me to Best Buy.
Wildin', bro, wildin'. Oh my goodness. All right, so best family game, we had It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together. And It Takes Two took home the prize. There's two up on the board. Joseph Ferris, stand up. Hayes Light, stand up.
I'm not upset that he won that, but I will say I had my money on Mario Party because that Mario Party game is insanely fun. I've never had so much fun in a Mario Party game. So
I low-key want to play it.
I'm not saying It Takes Two doesn't deserve that award. I just think when I thought of family game, I was like, why wouldn't Mario Party win this? This is literally a 4-person game built to play with your family.
Got you. I'm not gonna lie, Mario Party is lit.
It's a fun time.
I see my mother cuss out Peach many years in the past just because of Mario Party. That shit was crazy. But hey, it has that effect on people. Well, shout out to It Takes Two for winning that category. Going to best fighting game, we had Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, The Hinokami Chronicles, Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, and Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. And Guilty Gear Strive won.
Good game. That's all I gotta say about that.
More, yeah, you know more fighting games than me. All I know is Soul Bad Guy. That's all I know.
I bought Nickelodeon Brawl Stars. I'm kind of upset that I put 2 hours into it because I would have got the refund on Steam by now. Like I put more than 2 hours, so I can't get the thing. So I was like, all right, I guess. It's had a lot of potential, but it was the same thing with like I have with Halo, where it's like. I feel like you guys could have waited on some of these because you're adding features in now. Like now they just started adding costumes. We should have had costumes from the jump. None of the characters have that already. None of the characters have voice lines, so it's just noises.
Yeah,
that takes a lot of the character out of the character. So
and I'm like, y'all did this, and then Multiverses dropped a whole like 5 to 7 minute demo, and then they said they got costumes, voice lines, finishers, new gameplay loops, like rollback netcode. Like they came with a full slate, and they're not even out yet. They said, "Yo, this is what we're doing. We're gonna see y'all on this playtest. We're gonna see y'all soon." And that like made me like hesitate, like, "Ooh, damn, y'all might have jumped the gun a little bit, Nickelodeon. Y'all might have jumped the gun a little bit."
So when I bought Strive, and I still want to go back to Strive. The only reason I didn't go back to Strive is just because on PC, and this is just a PC thing, the servers were kind of whack. When I was playing, it just takes you a minute to get in there. I did play that game a lot though, and I had so much fun. And it's a beautiful game. The music is insane. It's gorgeous. I think that game deserves every bit of its recognition that it got.
Got you. All right. So on to the action adventure game. Actually, no, role playing games. We gonna jump in. We had the runner ups at Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and the winner was Tales of Arise. I haven't played that game, but I heard good things.
I hear insanely good things. Only like I'm not even upset because like a lot of bangers on that list. A lot of bangers. I didn't play Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's on the list. It's definitely on the list, but I have a maximum of 6 JRPGs that I can be playing at one time because I can't beat them. I don't have 7 years to put into one game.
That's overload.
There's so many, but they're all so good, but they're all so long. I can't even. If I ever become full-time content creator, 1 year of my life I will spend playing just JRPGs so that I can beat maybe 3. Like that, like that's how long they are. There's so much content. That's insane. Bro.
JRPGs be like long-winded, bro. They want you to be there forever.
Yo, forever. But shout out to Tales of Rise because the fact that it won over Shin Megami, which is established, like it's great. If Cyberpunk would have won that, I actually would have. Bro, I would have left. Actually,
I'm not gonna lie. I would have been just a little bit pissed.
It shouldn't even have gotten nominated.
Cyberpunk. I have nothing against Cyberpunk like that.
I have so much against
the fact that the fact that y'all been through all that hell, and you know what I'm saying, y'all went through like such a blunder. Y'all coming back, y'all making updates, but then y'all still like y'all got a long way to go.
You can't.
I don't know why y'all got nominated for some stuff.
I'm gonna say this, as controversial as it sounds. You can't make an entire company change their refund policy based on the quality of your game and still get nominated for best anything of that year. It doesn't make you made a company that isn't even associated with you change how they do refunds because your product wasn't good and they still got nominated. I don't think that that's fair to a lot of RPGs that came out this year.
Yikes. I'm not gonna lie. That's a valid point. If your product was that bad, you was thinking of the joint.
It doesn't make
sense. Whole storefront had to change their policies. That's a big yikes. It's a big yikes, man. That's tough, man. That is not breathtaking. That is not breathtaking at all. Oh man. Anyways, best action adventure game. We gonna run through it. We had Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Metroid Dread 1. I'm not mad at this, but I would have at least liked for Ratchet & Clank to get something, bruh.
It sucks because it's like Ratchet & Clank not winning that award and
I felt like Ratchet & Clank personally got snubbed off of something, or at least one thing tonight. Bro, you know what I'm saying? At least one thing on this show.
Ratchet & Clank not winning an award feels like LeBron James not winning the chip. Like, you know that this is an amazing game. Like, you know that this is crazy good, but it didn't win anything this year. Like, it didn't even get to the like, that's crazy.
Facts.
Because the thing is I'm happy. All the games that won these awards, I'm really happy because it means the world to them. Like this, like It Takes Two winning that, like, narrative, like it means the world to these games winning these awards. And like, because we know Ratchet and Clank is gonna be a classic. We all know that that's certified gold piece. That's the next. I'm buying that. I'm buying that game. There's games that win awards, that won awards that I might never play, but I know for a fact I'm going to. If I have to find a way to play this Ratchet and Clank, I will find a way to play this Ratchet and Clank. But the fact that it didn't win an award, it does hurt. I can't, like, it does sting a little bit.
A little bit, man. Because again, I feel like Ratchet and Clank overall is one of those underrated series that's always been at a good quality bar throughout the years, like Up Your Arsenal, all that stuff, all the olden games and stuff. Like, it's always been a really solid series that got overlooked a little bit, but it's always kept that same magic with them, and they just upped it every time. And then this last one looked freaking amazing, and it feels a little bit tough.
This remake, the remake, the one on PS4, like the reboot, I beat that. I don't even really beat a lot of games. I usually play a lot of them, and then if I ever get bored, I just move on to the next one. I have so many games because I want to play everything. I beat that game 3 times, and that's saying something for me, because if you're in my community, you know that I just don't beat games because I'll just get bored and I'll pick something else up, and I get super invested, and then I'm like on Destiny, and like I'm not even playing any of my story-based games. But I beat that game once. Then they let you do the challenge mode. I beat it again, and then Ro had it on her PS4, and she never beat it. And I was like, I'm about to beat it on yours. I'm about to beat it everywhere. If there's a Ratchet Clank, I'm gonna beat it, bro. It's a good game. It's so fun.
Bro, I'm so glad you added context. This man said I beat it everywhere. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Oh my god. I'm so glad you added the Ratchet and Clank context, bro. I was about to say time out, Chief.
First and last episode.
Wait a minute.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, man. But no, Ratchet and Clank, fantastic, bro. It's a fantastic series. I'm just mad at it wasn't really getting as much recognition at the show, but it's all good, man. The streets know. The streets will remember.
We know that game is gas.
Yeah, we damn know. All right, down to best action. We have Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal. And Returnal won. Returnal took home the title, which is I mean, it's an interesting one to me. I haven't played Returnal. I honestly had no intention and or will to play it. I might actually do it just for the hell of it, just to see how how it actually is hitting. Because just because it won the game, it won this best action award. I'm actually interested to see what differentiated it. But no, no disrespect. It's a tight category, and it was up for game. It was up for game of the year, right?
Yeah. No. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
It was up there though. It was a heavily touted award. Like, it was a heavily touted contender for a couple of different awards. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Returnal team. Y'all fixed y'all save points, because if y'all said it was only gonna be like 1 or 2 save points in the game, I was gonna be pissed off and never play that. So we'll see. It's
interesting. I love roguelites, and that's basically what the game is like, dying and then coming back and then like being better or whatever. Yeah. I love that mechanic. I love those games. So seeing a AAA title that's doing that, it's very interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be popular because it's such a niche little like market. It's more of an indie game thing. Like, a lot of people love roguelites and indie games. So like, and there's so many in the indie category that like, when I heard we're making a new roguelike, usually I'm just like, okay, but why should I care? And this one is like, you should care because it's like a AAA game, and it's like a big thing. Will I ever try it out? If I can cop it on sale, or if I get a hold of a PS5 and that game's on there, I'm definitely playing it. I think it seems really interesting. I could see a reason why. I was shocked, but I'm honestly like, if I said this on Twitter, I was like, the fact that I never heard of this game and it won this award, it's either got to be so good and I'm missing out, I'm the one with the blinders on, or something's up. But there's no way I just can't see it not being popular and still winning this award. Like, it's gotta be good.
Yeah. So in that case where it's like, gotta fuck around and find out. I'm gonna have to see what's up with it eventually. If it's on sale, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna actually get down to the nitty gritty and figure out what's going on with it. And we'll see. But yeah, shout out to Returnal for winning best action. I'm gonna just keep going on, double speed mode on this one. Best VR AR game. Resident Evil 4 won an award like a whole 20 years later. I really don't care about VR AR like that. But shout out to Resident Evil 4, my favorite one in the series.
I'm
big
too
up
broke.
Mr. Kennedy. Yes, big up. Oh my gosh. Mobile game. Genshin Impact won.
Genshin Impact.
I know, Genshin Impact. I know. Panda happy as shit right now.
Yeah, she was really hype. I told her, and she was like, "Oh, it should." And honestly, like, my Discord is, if it's not Genshin, it's Destiny because of me, and if it's not Destiny, it's League. But it's the fact that like, everybody plays Genshin in my Discord, and I'm like, it's got to be good.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, shout out to Genshin Impact. They doing a thing out there. Best community support, Final Fantasy 14 Online 1, which I wholeheartedly believe that's the right decision. Final Fantasy 14 been popping for years, like years and years. Again, I said it yesterday when I was watching it live. Best selling Final Fantasy property of all time. Like non-stop support, every expansion they going crazy. The queue times was looking a little bit sussy as of late, but still in a ridiculous amount of community support. Ridiculous.
It's insane to see that game that's been so old. And I remember trying to get Panda into it, and I was like, oh, make a character on my server, and they're like, it can't, it's full. And like in the one server, like in the 8 worlds that's there, like only 2 of them have spaces open. Like that's insane. Like it's going up. It's that, if you want to get into a MMO that's going up, it's that one. Like that's where it's at right now.
I heard they was calling like World of Warcraft, they were calling them refugees when they was going over to the game. They was calling them refugees and whatnot. I was like, dog, it's really that serious, bro? People who are in the weeds with this Final Fantasy 14 online stuff, bro. I'm like, yo, y'all going crazy. Like, I seen people like packed out for hours. I seen what's his name, Afro Senju, waiting in the queue for hours, posting screenshots. I was like, bro, I didn't make it in. Like, damn,
it's crazy.
It's wild, but shout outs to them, man. Final Fantasy 14 online doing its thing. Games for Impact. We had Life is Strange True Colors winning this award, Games for Impact. Shout out to Life is Strange True Colors. Honestly, I haven't played it, but I've seen a couple people do playthroughs. Honestly, a solid game. I never wanted to play them, but I always wanted to watch people play them, if that makes sense. Like, I was never too interested in getting into it myself and doing like my own thing, but it was always cool to see, again, just the different choices people made and stuff like that, this narrative. It's pretty cool. The pretty decent story. I never had any problem with Life is Strange True Colors. Let's go. Best performance. Oh, let's take a hot second for this one. Oh my gosh. Yes. We had Erica Mori as Alex Chen from Life is Strange True Colors, Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo from Far Cry 6, Jason E. Kelly as Colt Vaughn from Deathloop, Maggie Robertson as Lady Demetrescu from Resident Evil Village, and Ozioma Akaga as Juliana Blake from Deathloop, and Maggie Robertson as Lady Demetro. You horny niggas, you horny ass individuals on this internet, bro. Honestly, can we keep it a stack? She actually had a pretty decent performance. I actually liked her character, like, and the slow descent into like straight anger and madness, trying to get Ethan out of here. She was the first boss, which sucked, but you know, it was just I liked that intro to the game. It was a pretty cool, and she was like a pretty cool adversary to me.
I think like if it. Like, the only issue I had with her winning was I just felt like, if I'm not mistaken, she wasn't in the game the whole time. And that's why I was kind of just...
She's the first boss you fight.
And then after, and that's what I'm just like, damn, like, but the thing is that I understand it, because that summer or whatever, man, she had Twitter in a chokehold. Like, you couldn't...
An actual chokehold,
like, you
leg lock,
couldn't go anywhere. And that's the thing is that, like, if we're talking about people who played their role so well that it did, like... She killed it. The only issue I had was that we didn't have enough of it. That was the only issue.
Like you know, like you Google the term and like you see like the search history of the term, like the popularity of it over the years. I feel like during that time, like mommy milkers might have peaked for some niggas, bro. Horny motherfuckers was out in the streets in droves. Like, they were going insane. They wanted to get choked, stepped on. Cosplay was going crazy in the streets. Like, to the lady actually performing, shout out to her, she did her thing. But to the horny dudes, bro, touch grass, bro, please. One time for the one time, just a blade. I just want a blade. Just put a blade in your hand. Put a blade of grass, just one time. Just do that real quick. Oh my gosh. Anyways, best audio design, we had Forza Horizon 5. Which I probably agree with, honestly. Just I'm
not gonna argue with that. What am I gonna do? Listen to games? I'm good.
Yeah. let me put in this game and then go put my ear with McLaren and stuff like that. Let's go like spot the difference. I'm just gonna assume y'all did well. All right, y'all did y'all damn thing.
It sounds great to me.
I'm about to say best score in music. We had Nier Replicant. I'm not gonna say the whole version number because that's ridiculous. By Keiichi Okabe. They won the best score, which I honestly don't have to disagree with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
video game music in general is cool, but they be going in on the Japanese
composers got me in a chokehold, bro. Shout out to Yoko Shimomura.
Amazing.
One of the GOATs. Already know. Best art direction, we had Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, The Artful Escape, and the winner, Deathloop. Let's go. I'm with it. I actually very much enjoyed like like the 60s 70s vibe, like all of the like the zany characters different, like it just looks really really cool. I still need to go back and finish it fully, but it's really really cool looking. Like from the rip, I always like the vibe of how Deathloop just looked like aesthetically.
I definitely
I
agree.
say, yeah.
It's definitely the style is just I can't I need to get the game. I really need to get the game because I enjoy watching so many people play it, and I'm just like I need to just dive in myself.
Facts. And it's one of those games where it's like I like so much that I don't want to play on stream.
Yeah,
it's like
I know what you mean.
I like it so much that I want to be focused on all the details and focused on how to play as proficiently as possible. And I'm not worried about, I don't want to be worried about, you know what I'm saying, like the content for content's sake or getting distracted by talking to chat. As much as I want to talk to chat, I want to focus on all these little bits and pieces and being a detective and, you know, piecing all the clues together of this mystery of how you even got to this, you know, to your whole place and figuring out each location and what your role and all this. It's a really good game. Really, really fantastic. Shouts to art direction. Best narrative, we had a whole host of games: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange, Psychonauts 2, and the winner was Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I must say this. From what people are saying, I was very wrong about how this game was turning out.
Yes,
I was very
also
wrong.
I think like 70% of the people who saw it were wrong.
By the way it was portrayed, it looked very, very basic. And by the time people came out and started to give their impressions of it, they said it was very, very not. They said it was like a Mass Effect on Marvel side. Like, yeah, a lot of choice driven stuff. The narrative was great. The characterization and portrayal of the Guardians of the Galaxy was probably one of the best outside of comic books ever. I'm hearing such a lot of great things, and by Christmas I'm playing it. Yeah. I will be playing it, so I'm gonna get my full just due. I have to say I'm sorry to everybody I ever slandered on that side for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I will fully apologize when I play the game and I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? We see y'all.
Thanks.
Let's see. We're getting close to the end of it here. Best debut indie. We had Sable, The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Valheim, and the winner, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, Ember Labs. You know what I'm saying? Black-owned studio in the cut. We see ya. Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Yes.
I'm not even mad. I'm a huge Valheim fan, but like that game is pretty. I didn't know that was like when it was put in the nominees. I was like, damn, we're not winning this because I was like I saw Valheim was in there. I was like, oh, lit. But then they were like, oh, Kane. I was like, damn, I don't think we got it because Kane is really good. I didn't know it was an indie.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like scared because I wanted Kena to win. I really did, but I was like, yo, bro, I'm not sure if Kena got like that amount of love in terms of like, you know, that time in the limelight and like that run. I feel like it was kind of short where like, you know, Kena came out, was released, people were talking about it for maybe like a couple of days, and then like it kind of faded off into the background. Heavily enjoyed that game. I played it on stream. I put it up on YouTube and stuff like that. I will play this game again and again and again. I honestly, I'm like in two minds. I'm like, yo, you could leave this as one single piece of content for life, or you could also make a sequel based on like another character in that same universe. I would be happy either way. Art direction, beautiful. Story, beautiful. Music, beautiful. Sound design, beautiful. Wonderful. Boss is hard as hell. Almost threw my damn controller on that first one. Great, fantastic game. And it's their first game that came out. Ember Labs, take a bow, man. Take a bow. And they also won Best Indie overall, beating 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Loop Hero, and Inscription. So they went back to back on the indie side. They did their damn thing. Shout out Ember Labs. What's it called? Best ongoing game, of course, Final Fantasy 14 did win. Beat out Apex, Warzone, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. Best game direction, we had It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and the winner was Deathloop. Deathloop won best game direction, which I completely agree with. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like it was pretty closely contested between all of them, but Deathloop, just the design of all that game, that raid system where you can have different people come in, just everything that came together in it. And again, the narrative I'm still like piecing together as we go has been really interesting so far. So Deathloop, again, take a bow. Y'all did your damn thing. I think it's Joseph McGuire is he's an executive on the project. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that's there. Dope. I did y'all thing. All right, and then we've made it to Game of the Year. Game of the Year. We had Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. And the winner was It Takes Two. He said it again. He said, fuck the Oscars again, baby. Joseph Ferris coming from rags to riches. He wins literally, he said it in his speech from 2017. He was just standing here for the first time talking about a way out and whatnot, and now he's winning the game of the year. Like, damn, bruh. What a story.
You love to see
what
it.
a
You love
story.
to see it. I honestly am happy that It Takes Two won because I played it. Me and Panda played it. We still haven't beat it. We do plan on going back to it on YouTube. But it's just such a good game that it's just not only is it a good game for the story that it tells, but it's a good game if you like games because it has so many different callbacks to other games, and it does it so well that it's just a beautiful piece of work. Like I couldn't when it won, I was like really happy because it wasn't one of those things where it's like, damn, I can't believe this won. It's like I completely understand why this won. I'm just happy that we all see why it won. Like it's getting its flowers. It's an amazing game. If it didn't win, I would be like, some people just didn't see it, but like I'm happy that it is because that is just it's such a good game.
Absolutely. I feel like, again, from everything I saw, I haven't played through this game fully, but everything I've seen from this game, I watched like playthroughs already. I was already so invested in the game. I just watched the playthrough for the narrative. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, sue me if y'all want. I don't care. I don't even got no lore like that anyways, but you gonna win. I'm not going to court. So just looking at every game from a narrative standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint, it looked like from everything I saw, they gave you something new to figure out and configure with the gameplay. They added layers on top of layers onto every level that you play. Again, the narrative stayed really, really strong. The colors, the vibrancy of the world, like it just looked like a wow ride from top to bottom. Joseph Ferris, Hazelight, take a bow, man. Y'all had a good one, man. And I'm glad that he got Game of the Year. I'm glad they got Game of the Year because it was very well deserved. Very well. All right, that's all the winners. Damn, we went through all of them hoes, bro. That was a lot of y'all. Y'all did everything y'all could. Now we get to the most important part, the juiciest part of the Game Awards. We got to get to the reveals, man. The home stretch. Let's get to these reveals, man. All right. So I wanted to actually break this up into a little bit of a quicker segment. We don't have to go through every single one, but I wanted to go through marquee ones. But first and foremost, I wanted to talk about some of the sleeper reveals. If there were any sleeper reveals, under the radar joints, things that people maybe should be on the lookout for that they weren't possibly jumping at the bit to look at. From when they first saw it at the trailer. So maybe not the major joints that we've listed, but some of the sleepers, some of the under the radar ones that may have come through the cracks and were like, yo, this might be a really, really cool game going forward.
So the one that I saw was Have a Nice Death was really pretty. That one I never even heard of, and I was like, damn, I actually really like this a lot. Every single game that got announced, I feel like a lot of the announcements were just sleepers because it wasn't any huge announcements. A lot of them were just like, this is something completely new, and some of them were like really, really interesting concepts that I can't wait to see them flesh out. Like Arc Raiders, like I can't wait to see that in its full entirety because I'm excited for that because it reminds me of other games that I've played. And I'm really happy because there's only one really big one game that I thought was a big reveal. Everything else felt like it was just a good medium. Like we have a lot of good stuff coming to you if you want it.
I feel that. I will agree. Have a Nice Death it was a really good looking one. It was like a nice like Hollow Knight roguelite type of deal. It looked really cool. A lot of humorous parts in it as well. I haven't played too many roguelites over the past few years, but this game makes me really, really interested in terms of like, again, the art style, the gameplay. Like, look like my boy Grim from Billy and Mandy. It just looks like a dope ass game. I feel like I would really like to get into it. Like that looks really cool. What's another one? Thirsty Suitors. I was low key interested in like a lot. Like it just looked over the top. I'm pretty sure that comes from the same people that made What Remains of Edith Finch and The Outer Wilds and Annapurna Interactive. They're making that game. Outer Wilds. Yep, they did the same company. They're making what's called Thirsty Suitors, and it just looks over the top fun. Like just again a really cool, vibrant, zany version of a beat 'em up version of like Scott Pilgrim. You know what I'm saying? That kind of style of game. You going around scrapping random people. You got your auntie. You know what I'm saying? Clean and jerking tires and stuff in a whole trailer. You're doing backflips to catch a knife. It's really out there. But again, just the core aspect of the beat 'em up elements mixed with that whole world. It looks like a fun game to play. It looks like a really, really fun game to play. I like that one a lot. And then the other one I'll also mention, I think it was called Tchia. TCHIA.
Oh yes, the PlayStation one.
Tchia.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Call me what you want. Say what you will. But this game looks relaxing as hell, and I will definitely play this in my off time. I would so play this. Like, it just looked like she was just, again, like Island Farron. She was doing like somersaults and backflips and twirls off an island into a parachute. Like, she had the skills to pay the bills. She was doing all this like cool stuff. It just looks like a really fun and relaxing game, a nice environment. And I feel like that's like a cool game to decompress. I said that on stream. That would be a very awesome game to decompress with. So out of those, I think those are like my favorite sleeper hits, or ones that, you know, weren't as, I guess, prominent in terms of, you know, the popularity contest goals or what people were excited for all off the rip like that. So definitely those were up there. Definitely those were up there. And before we jump into the big heads, I wanted to get your opinion on some things that shouldn't even have been in the show. Let's get your take on what shouldn't even have been at the Game Awards to possibly cut that 3 hours down into, you know, maybe a solid 210 could have been. But what should have been in there, bro?
No movie trailers. I understand that maybe the Guillermo del Toro trailer was there mostly for the fact to get him to do the Game Awards. I love Hideo Kojima a lot, but when he showed up and he was like, "I'm not here for anything besides to shout out my boy," I was just like, "Yo, you guys are playing with me right now." Like,
this nigga wasted a whole minute 30 to say, "Hey man, appreciate y'all for supporting me. I'm here to introduce my friend who's also on video. Peace, y'all." Like what are you here for?
It's a good movie trailer, but like, I don't think we need that many trailers. I don't think we need that many ads. There was just a lot of time that could have been used.
Fluff.
Like, it was so much fluff, and it's like, if you're not gonna drop like the next Xbox or something crazy to make me wait these 3 hours to end it on like the Matrix again, didn't even need that. I get it's a cool I get it's a cool thing that they released.
Yeah, Unreal 5. I'm not discrediting that. Unreal Engine 5 and that application of it looks fantastic.
Amazing,
it looks dope.
Great.
But in the grand context, why do you end the show off like that? Why do you put that at the very end? Why do you put that at the tail end of a show when the big hitters are supposed to come out? Like, why?
It just felt very bloated. So yeah, cutting back on things that aren't necessarily games. There's just a lot of things. Like, the last performances too, they were cool, but like, the thing is, I don't really like award shows to begin with. So because of things like, we have all these extra performances, and I'm like, I love the song from Arcane, but like, we're talking all about Arcane here. We're not even talking about League of Legends for the first beginning of the thing. We were just talking about the show, and I'm like, I get it. It's a show about games, and like, I think it was a great performance, but it shouldn't be 3 hours. That's just my biggest thing. It's like, we got to cut something. It shouldn't be a 3 hour program.
And also the thing that pisses me off, I'm like, yo, they got all these dope performers in there, but the crowds be so dead. And it gets me every time, whether they're at E3 or they're at a TwitchCon or whatever. These crowds be so dead for some dope ass performances. Like, when Jid came out, I was like, oh shoot, it's Jitty Jid. Oh, we out here. Okay. He doing his thing. And then the crowd just and sit back down.
Yeah.
Dead. And I'm like, bro, come on. Y'all getting all these performances. Y'all might as well turn up for at least a good minute 45 and then let it be for the rest of the show. Like, come on now. It's just, there's a lot of things that could be removed to save time in that case. And if you got to know your audience to a certain extent, if I'm Jeff, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? If I was him, I'm like, yo, I'm cutting half this stuff, bro. Like, we'll keep Sting. We'll keep some of the emotional performances. You know what I'm saying? You can keep that stuff. Remove the death metal where I got to require holy water to pour over my ears to listen to. Yeah. Cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Just cut it down like 2:15, 2:30 max.
Even like the trailer for the Suicide Squad game, the first minute 30 was showing off Amanda Waller, the voice actor for Amanda Waller, which is she did a great job. Her, she's dope. No, she's awesome. I love her. But it was like, when I remember I was showing my girlfriend the trailer, I was like, I skipped a minute 30 to show her the trailer, and she was like, whoa, skip back, go back. And then I showed her, like, we watched the minute 30, and she was like, oh, they didn't need that. I'm like, that's why I skipped it.
Why do we watch that minute 30?
And I was like, there's just a lot that they could cut down.
100%. In my opinion, there was a couple of you covered a lot of stuff I agree with. I'm also going to throw in Crossfire X. Bro, just drop the damn game. I'm tired of seeing trailers, y'all. Y'all show up every damn year. Y'all show up every year with the same 1 to 2 campaign trailers. Bro, I'm tired of seeing it. Just drop the game already, Crossfire. Yeah. I'm here for it. I'm actually interested to see if you're going to be a good shooter or not. I want you to do well, but stop showing us stuff, bro. Just get out there. Just get out there. Just give us one final trailer, like a week before y'all release, and then that's it. That's all I want from y'all. Yeah. Blood Hunt. Very, very fantastic game. and I liked it because it gave me a reminder of because we was playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Suck squad. We out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we doing doing our thing out there and shit like that. Pause. But like that didn't have to be that didn't have to be in it. It didn't have to be in there.
Yeah.
It really, really, really did not have to be in the show like that with the whole 2-minute spot.
Yeah.
You could have just gave it like a whole announcement on the pre-show. You could have made it an ad space way shorter or not even on it whatsoever. Dying Light 2, cool cinematic, but you could have just had this for the final build up.
We know
the game's coming out. We know Rosario Dawson's in there. Like you didn't need this whole cinematic. You could have saved this whole cinematic for a TV spot in like in the early part of next year.
Yeah.
You could have saved it for January. You could have saved it for like a playoffs or a college championship. You know what I'm saying? Like CFB, the football of college championship. Could have saved that.
Yeah.
Like did that. And last one, Cuphead DLC. That was like a year and a half. Y'all was waiting for that. I don't care about Cuphead, and it should, the fact that everybody was waiting a year and a half who actually likes Cuphead, y'all should just made an announcement and went y'all separate ways. Y'all had a whole song, y'all had the whole 1950s flappers and whatnot. Y'all had everybody come out for this performance, and then y'all did a whole nother trailer. That was like a good 7 to 8 minutes of our time. We didn't need that Cuphead. We didn't need it. We didn't.
I love Cuphead, but again, I also agree. Like it doesn't. If you could have saved me an hour last night, I would have rather just watched the Cuphead thing on my own time.
You could have just dropped the trailer on YouTube separately, and people would have still had the same level of reception for it. It is what it is. But yeah. All right, that's out the way. Let's go through the major announcements really quickly. The major announcements. First of all, they started off the show hot. Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga. Ninja Theory dropped the first gameplay look at Senua's Saga. She rolling 30 deep. She facing whole Attack on Titan swimming from the ocean and stuff like that. It looks amazing. The game looks gritty. She's still got the voices in her head like Randy Orton. She's out there. How do you feel about it, man? How's it looking to you?
I still gotta play the first one, but it looks pretty. It is a very interesting world. I can't wait to see it. I gotta see it for myself. But I haven't played the first one, but I definitely am interested in picking it up.
I highly recommend it. The only reason I don't like it in some parts is because of the puzzles, but puzzles are puzzles. I'll solve them eventually.
Yeah.
Everything else about it was fantastic. Everything about again, the world, to the looks of it, to like the unsettling nature of all the stuff, the little horror elements there and there, like the fighting styles, the actual gameplay loops, dope. I loved every second of it, and it looks like they just one up in it now. Like I am very looking forward to it. I'm not usually one that's there for like the the horror elements or the one that's like a little bit scarier and stuff like that, but it looked amazing. It looks like it's gonna pick up. She actually has like people with her, so maybe I'll be less scared because she has like an actual team that she's gonna send to death as she combats with her multiple voices, trying to figure out what to do next. It's gonna be a dope game though. It's gonna be a dope game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hellblade is gonna be one to watch, and I'm out there for it. Next one up on the docket, Star Wars Eclipse. Now I have a very, very valid concern and hope. Let me talk about it though. So the trailer did drop for Star Wars Eclipse. We got a whole lot of looks at Star Wars during the High Republic era. We got a lot of different views. We got young boy Yoda when he was at the nice brightened age of 700 years old. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of different looks of the markets, the streets, and Coruscant, all that olden people and stuff. High Republic was looking great. And then it came to the end of the trailer, you know what I'm saying? Star Wars Eclipse by Quantic Dream. Now, let me talk about it. I understand there might be a fear here, but I'm on the other side of it, okay? Listen, I according to some reports, Star Wars Eclipse could be an action adventure game, but it's actually, more akin to stuff that's away from Quantic Dream. If it is, I'm gonna be pissed. But I think there's a chance that the Star Wars Eclipse game will be actually action based and not like Detroit Become Human, where you just move around a certain one little area, pick something up and do little button presses here and there. I actually think it's going to be more in the vein of Fallen Order, and it's going to actually have, more gameplay loops to it. That's what I believe, like 60%, like 60%, 60-40, I believe it'll be like that. And if it is, I'm going to need y'all to like back up 10 steps and chill out. Y'all need to get off this game's jock if that's the case. But if it's not, I'm joining y'all. Forget, like, I don't know. It's going to be a toss-up, but I really, really hope, fingers crossed in my high, like, heart of hearts, that this is really like that more Fallen Order type gameplay. I really want that. Again, Young Yoda, High Republic area is a really interesting time in the Star Wars universe, Star Wars timeline and all that. It would be good to see it. in an actual playable sense in terms of me moving around and not being able to, look at dialogue trees. I don't want that. I want actual gameplay. But Eclipse, we're waiting to see it. We're waiting to see it.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing with me in Star Wars games is like I'll believe it when I see it. I get too hyped for them, and then they end up not even releasing. So I'll believe it when I see it. With
that's fair.
Pretty
That's
much
fair. Do you play Fallen Order?
I have played. It's really good, and it's a really good game. But like before that, when was the last really good Star Wars?
Yeah. Like Battlefront 2 after they fixed it, but that's beside the point. That's way after they fixed it. Yeah, literally, it's with that qualifier. I know. Yeah, literally, yeah, I understand. Especially it's like single player story. It's been a long time since we had consistently, a good streak of Star Wars games, or at least a narrative based one that isn't like a whole multiplayer war shooter or something like that. Okay, cool. It's out there. Next up, we had a quick reveal. We saw a quick 30 seconds. We saw a little shield, a little armor bracer and stuff like that. And it was revealed that Wonder Woman is now being developed as a game. Is being developed by I completely forget the name of the studio. Forgive me, but they're the people behind Shadow of Mordor, the Middle Earth series, Shadow of War, and Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth. How do you feel about it?
Excited, but again, with that and like some other trailers from the thing, I gotta see the gameplay. Really happy that it's a thing, but until I see it, if they do the same formula as Shadows of War, it's gonna be a great game. But I have yet to see. We gotta see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but I'm gonna do my speculating because why the fuck not? At the end of the day, we do need gameplay. Game studios, we do need gameplay. At some point, we will need it. If you're just gonna give me a title screen, give me a release window with that. And if you're not gonna give me a release window, give me a gameplay snippet. Thank you very much. Wonder Woman, though, developed by Monolith. Thank you. Monolith, again, they have a really good track record. They've done a lot of good things with the Shadow of War series. I'm really interested to see what they do. Wonder Woman is a really good character, and I feel like it's a good pairing in terms of the studio and their track record of what they've done in terms of games and the property that is Wonder Woman, the enemies that she could face, the world that she might be in. That could be a really, really nice match made in heaven, and I'm interested to see where they develop. Again, we don't have anything to go off besides that title screen, but given the track record of Monolith, I think this is going to be one to watch out for. This could be a really, really nice game. And sure. I feel like it's going to be, I feel like it might be another situation where it's like Middle Earth, like it'll creep up on people like, oh, they made a Middle Earth game or a Wonder Woman game, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll play it and like, oh, shoot, this is crazy. All this type of nemesis system and all that stuff is in there. Like there's going to be some really, I think, cool stuff that might be coming with this one. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye on Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's out there. Next up on the docket, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is officially confirmed. The long-awaited sequel is coming 2023. Sam Lake and the people at Remedy are really on board with this. They're coming back full force. I was about to say it's going to be a full-fledged survival horror game, actually, for the first time in the series history. It's going to deviate from more that actiony with some horror elements type of gameplay to a full-on survival horror game. You got one flashlight. Alan was in the trailer looking real distraught in the middle of the streets and crime scenes with one damn light bulb and stuff. He even had a regular flashlight on him. Looked like he was back in time in the 1840s. How you feeling about this?
Never played them. Interested in them, but I'm excited that they're getting a new game. But I'll try it out whenever I get the chance. But I never played them.
The remaster came out recently, or I think it planned to come out soon. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I highly suggest you do. It's a really cool game. Really cool game.
I definitely am interested.
Mm-hmm. They're really, really good narrative. Again, the gameplay is pretty simple. Point flashlight, move somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The mechanics are very basic, but the whole narrative story, the world around that stuff is a dope. It's honestly a dope experience to get into. Let me see. So that one's good. Nightingale looked it was a survival crafting game. It was spanning several worlds. It was like that one chick with like she kind of like landed, she had like these olden clothes on, then she switched into the portal, then she ended up like looking like a 1940s like war medic. Then she switched to another one. She's fighting all these damn bat monsters looking real weird. Again, just survival crafting, connected by portals. It kind of felt to me like The Forest mixed with like Civilization or Age of Empires. It looked like you was kind of progressing through eras. Look pretty cool. I don't think I'm particularly interested in it, but it had a nice little like look to it. It might capture some people's eyes. How you felt about it?
It looked really fun. I love base building, but I need to see these mechanics in action before, like, because it could either be really cool or it can be really clunky. So I'm interested in it. I'll keep it bookmarked, but I'm definitely like not holding my breath.
Word. Okay. Interesting. Nightingale's like, yeah, I saw it. I was like, interesting style and aesthetic to it, but I don't feel like I'm particularly interested in the game itself. It is what it is. This one wasn't on the show notes, but I just do want to put a quick note in. Final Fantasy VII remake is coming to PC. PC niggas get mad. I'm about to say PC niggas here. PlayStation fanboys, eat your heart out. PlayStation fanboys just drink it in, man. Drink it in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I figured that was gonna happen. I just didn't see the Epic partnership, but if they got the money, why not? Like it doesn't change anything for the PC players, but I'll just download it on Epic.
I seen the comments and I'm like, yo, people hating on Epic like that? Like really? Like they was really mad it was on Epic Game Store. I'm like, damn, what's the fuss?
People have a lot of issues with launchers, and they're very like niche problems. But like to them, it's like the end of the world. To me, like I have bigger problems to worry about than the launcher. Like I'll just download it. Bro, if not, I just won't play it. I don't know. Like I don't know what's more for me.
They was really tight. They was like, I was looking in the comments of a thread too, and they was like, yo, bro, I like this is the worst thing that could happen, man. I can't wait till it comes on Steam, even if it might not even come on Steam. And it was just like real tight about it. I'm like, nigga, just download Epic, bro. Like stop.
Either download Epic or get a PS5. Bro. Like you can't have everything in the world. It's
the facts.
We
bro.
move
Stop
on.
Being
like it's just whatever.
Like literally, I'm like, it is what it is, bro. You already know Square is like, in tight with Epic Game Store because Kingdom Hearts is already on Epic Game Store. Like, so you could have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
It's like y'all complaining too much, bro. Like, download another launcher.
It's a game.
You know what I'm saying? Just delete the porn off your computer. You have enough room. All right, you have enough room to download another launcher. Relax. That's cool. Sonic Frontiers. Sonic is definitely back. In his first open world adventure in a while, and I'm pretty sure this trailer leaked like a whole like solid ass year ago, so we definitely seen this already, in some form or fashion. It leaked, came back, and now he's there, open world, looking around, doing his thing, going real fast, you know what I'm saying, giving life lessons, telling niggas to get out of there. How do you feel?
I like
Starfall Island, baby.
I like the idea because Sonic, I feel like I'm not a big fan of 3D Sonic games, but I feel like with an open world it would be more accessible because I always had an issue with the 3D Sonic games just not being fun because it's hard to traverse moving really fast. But we'll see where this goes. I'm excited. Sonic games are very 50-50. It's either going to be really fun or it's going to suck. So
50-50. I would have said
it's
30-70.
Yeah,
I would have said 30-70. I would have said worse.
It's a horrible track record, but they keep making them, and I'll keep trying them. I want a good Sonic game, and if you're willing to make more Sonic games, I'll try them out.
I do as well, but it's like, dog, y'all gotta at some point, man.
You gotta figure out what works at this point.
Maybe in 8 years. I don't know. We gotta put the rock in there or something like that for these niggas. I don't know. They gotta get some type of boost. I don't know. But yeah, let's switch gears and talk a second about my personal top one or top two at least announcements of the whole show. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League official gameplay trailer. This game looked just
It was the best the best reveal, hands down.
Yes. Hands down, like it was fantastic. Again, the characters look like they're on full display. It looks dope. The thing I liked about this trailer is that it just showcased how smooth and how traversable everything is gonna be when you're actually in the weeds. Like, it looks like every character is gonna have, again, their mode of getting around. A lot of verticality, a lot of craziness in terms of, the enemies. They're everywhere. They're gonna be all over the place. And it's not just gonna be like a cover shooter where you're gonna be like, with the squad just locked in with certain things. You're gonna have to fight, really zany and really like wild situations. You got, what was it, Deadshot? Yeah, Deadshot way up in the air on flight. Y'all about to say you got Captain Boomerang running up and down the streets with super speed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just looks very, very, very incredibly interactive. It feels, I'm trying to put my finger on it, man. It's like,
it looks like Sunset Overdrive.
Thank you, man. You took the word right out of my mouth, man. It just feels Sunset Overdrive-ish, where it's like a lot of hectic and fast movement, nonstop, types of things, and it just looks dope. It looks fantastic.
It looks like a fun
absolutely
game.
Fantastic, man.
Not many people can
100%.
Not many people can make fun looking trailers. Some games, like some trailers, like this just looks like I want to play it, and that's all you need. Facts. Is a trailer that makes you want to play the game.
Facts. I was already very intrigued again by the narrative and by how they're making this whole thing look. Besides the actual Justice League characters who are taken over by Brainiac, assuming I wonder what other enemies might pop up. What drones or Brainiac might be there. Just looking at Captain Boomerang, just again, do a teleport, jump up to the thing, shoot 10 people, and then do a whole power slide down. Like seeing King Shark get up there with the hops, like this game looks insanely good. It just looks insanely good, man. I have nothing but a lot more confidence, if not even more excitement coming from this trailer, man. Fantastic, beautiful, and I cannot wait for this one. I believe 2022 release window. No exact date yet.
Something
beautiful,
like that.
Wonderful. Love to see it. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a 5 out of 5 expectation for me. In terms of excitement. Next one up, Forspoken from Square Enix. We got more gameplay on this. This was also in my top 3. In terms of trailers and gameplay. Got a little bit more about the narrative. This girl's flannel is dusty as hell, but that's beside the point. She's just dropped right into the world. Like, again, it just looks amazing. Looks really, really good. What I really was, what really caught my eye was a lot of the special effects and a lot of the magical effects in there. It was just really flashy, really, really good looking, smooth. It just looks fantastic. It looks like something I really want to get into. Like, she was literally had a 50 clip on her wrist on a special bracer, and she was just shooting a whole dragon, bro. And I was like, yeah, this is very, very good. This is very, very nice.
Another trailer that was like, this just looks fun to play, and like that's all you need. This is just a really good. It looks like a really fun game.
Yep, 100%. And I'm just like, again, the thing that always strikes me about this game is the effects, man. The effects just look so smooth, so good, and it looks like, again, you're gonna have a plethora of enemies to fight. You're gonna have a lot of ways to get around the map. It looks like it's open, but it's open enough for you to not feel bored by just things. It feels like it's filled with enough stuff to get around in terms of traversal. It won't feel like a hassle to get around the open world. The weather effects are looking insane. She's fighting actual, like, what I'm saying, like whole nerve endings and stuff in the streets.
Yeah.
Like she's doing her thing, bro. Like Forspoken is looking like a really interesting title that's gonna come through. Again, another one I'm very, very excited for. May 24th, 2022. That spring to summer period is looking stacked by the day. Oh my gosh. Ridiculousness. I want to let you take the lead on this next one. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2.
So I won't talk too much about it, just because the reason this is so special to me isn't just because of the fact that, like, the first game was really well received, but it wasn't super popular. And it's one of those things where it's like, I was just never expecting this game to get a sequel. The Warhammer games, if you're a fan of Warhammer, the franchise is kind of living strong, but the games themselves never really passed 1 or 2 games. So I was never expecting to see this, but a third-person Warhammer game is exactly what I feel like it needs to bring people into the fold of this universe. It is a really well-made game. The first one is on PC and like on PS3. It came out in the PS3 era. I am excited to see where they go with this, and I hope that this continues on, because it is a very important story, and it's just, I think it's going to be a great game. If it's anything like the first one, I just can only see it being good.
Got you. And I was literally talking about this when I was watching it live. I'm not particularly a fan of Warhammer, but I've always said the trailers and the world has always looked really, really interesting to me, but I've just never been a super fan of RTS. I've never been, that keen to get into it based off of that. It's always, intrigued me and caught my eye, but I never committed because of, the RTS thing. I never wanted to get too deep in the weeds on that. And that's just on me. That's just my preference. It is what it is. I'll probably play RTS stuff more often one day, but that's just how it was. But I was like, yo, if you had like a third person game or some type of narrative game where, I'm actually controlling the dude and I'm actually, fighting these hordes or whatever these damn enemies are, I will be more prone as an outsider looking in to jump into this game and see what the Warhammer world's all about. And I feel like that's kind of like that good gateway drug to get into the actual series, to get into more of the RTS games, and to discover more of the world. I feel like this could be that perfect segue for a lot of people, like you said before. Like, you hit it on the head. For me, like, I'm saying, as a casual to this series, this might be the perfect end for Warhammer.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that the first game was really well, but like the thing is, I could never recommend it to anybody, because I was just like, I don't think they're ever going to make another sequel. But now I can actually recommend it, so I'm really excited for that.
Good. Love to see it, man. Warhammer finally got a reason to, look out for you fully. We out there. Next one up. What is it? What is Cena Liso and Saints Row? The Saints Row reboot. I'm conflicted about this one. This one wasn't in my top 5. I don't even think it was in my it might have just made my top 10 in terms of trailers for the Game Awards. I don't know what's missing from this, but something's missing from this that doesn't feel super Saints Rowish. I can't put my finger on it, but it doesn't feel quite there.
I think the game is going to speak for itself when it comes out. I have faith in it. I don't think that they can make it. If they just, I think that they can make a good Saints Row game. I think it's just a great. I think it's going to be a good reboot. That's what I think it is. I don't know if it's going to knock anybody's socks off, but I think it's going to be a great way to refresh this franchise. I saw a lot of people saying like doesn't look good. I'm not bagging on this at all. I think it's going to be a great reboot. Mostly just because like they've gone so far up that I think starting back fresh, if it's not as crazy or as flashy as the other ones, I think it's fine because I think we need that. We need to start back at the bottom before we can build up again.
You know what? Again, a very, very good point. Again, with the fact that it's a reboot, I feel like that actually could be a very, very smart strategy by, again, offering some grounded level of craziness, but still keeping it, keeping it a little bit, not necessarily limited, but round off the scope at some certain point, because with the whole reboot of the series, you have to go up somewhere. You can't just escalate to a 10 and then expect to escalate to another 10 when there's only 15 in the tank at max level. You're going to have to, probably go to like again, 7 in terms of intensity and whatever you offer, and then go into another level, to another level, to another level. So now that you put it in that perspective, I feel like I could have a different take on this going forward. It just looked like it wasn't exactly, the Saints Row I remember in my head, which is probably like the craziest moments and the craziest, like the high octane level of it. But considering that the reboot is coming in, it might be, that reimagining on a more grounded level first, have that foundation built up first in this one. I feel like I can have a better perception of it going forward. Interesting. But yeah, it's around. I do want it to do well though. I'm not going to just sit here and discredit it. I do want it to do fantastic. Bet. Next one up, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Again, another gameplay trailer. I just want this game to come out at this point. I'm a big fan of Borderlands, but you too, you as well. You're a big fan of Borderlands.
I am a big fan of Borderlands, but I'm very cynical now. Like I see Borderlands stuff and I'm like, I'll wait. I'll wait to see what people think.
Exactly. In my heart of hearts, I do want to get excited. But I know that we saw 3. We saw what happened with 3. So I'm like,
I haven't touched 3 in more than a year now, and I used to replay 2 all the time. After I played 3, I was just kind of like, I don't really have much to look forward to.
I feel like, and that's a good bit of the actual community who enjoyed the Borderlands series. Like we got in with 1, got in with somewhere in that midpoint. 2 was crack. 2 was absolute crack rock. We was on that like crazy replays, all that stuff, all the DLC. You know what I'm saying? Like Tales. I'm about to say Tales from Borderlands. I even played that joint. That was fun. That was pretty fun.
I played everything series up until and then 3 came out.
Yeah, pre-sequel.
Yeah, pre-sequel was okay, 3. And then there's just like after once I got to 3, I kind of I was fed up. I'm just like, all right, well I'll wait to see if people like this one. I'll buy it, but I'll wait to see. I'm not gonna take that big risk on it.
And again, for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, they're kind of going back to one of the best DLCs, if not the best DLC drop from the entire series. Basing it off that, adding a lot of different enemy types. It looks like I want to see what the character creation looks like in real time. I feel like we've gotten some looks at it, but haven't gotten it in full or haven't it in full display. I want to see how that plays out. But it looks pretty cool. Has the whole D&D board where you travel across it before you actually end up in certain levels. It looks level based, repeatable dungeons. Again, the characters and love are in there in different capacities. The Torgs, the Tiny Tinas, the Bricks, all that stuff. You can choose your own character this time. Create your own class setups and stuff. It looks pretty customizable. I'm interested again, but not gonna get my hopes too high because I've seen what the last Borderlands title did and wasn't too impressed. It wasn't too over the moon with it, a little bit disappointed, but I'm hoping this one can be crazy. Hoping this one can actually live up to some, expectations and go next level.
Yeah, I'll wait to see. I'm just like, if I really want to scratch that itch, it looks like a lot of 3, and I'm just like, I could just play 3.
Yeah, that's fair. And the last major announcement that I got on the list, there was some we missed, but other was like, it is what it is. Who cares? Anyways, we have Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders was officially revealed at the Game Awards. Very, very interesting look, just a very very vibrant world. Well, not vibrant world, but like distraught world, but just different. Look, gritty, kind of
Yeah.
gritty, but also there's some beautiful set pieces and stuff. Uh, I would say vibrant color schemes in terms of certain parts of the trailer. I will say that it feels like I don't know exactly how to put my finger on it, but some of it's like really really interesting. I don't know exactly what I'm even looking at in terms of certain gameplay stuff, but really interesting stuff when talk about it. I know you had a particular eye on this.
I saw this, and I don't know if you ever played a game called Lost Planet, but Lost Planet
Oh
2, yeah,
yeah.
Lost Planet 2, this gave me big Lost Planet 2 vibes because it was just like you're just like a small guy trying to fight these big monsters, and you get like a grapple hook, and like you have all these different like loadouts, and you can like it seems like you can play with friends. It just looks like a great big sandbox, and the reason I put this on my watch list and like I want to keep up with it is just because outside of story, this just already looks fun to me, and the gameplay is fun. I could easily spend hours just taking down big robots with like grapple hooks and stuff.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited
I'm not
for
gonna
that.
lie. Yeah, from the gameplay I'm watching right now, just to re-jog my memory and stuff like that. Oh yeah, this is the trailer with that whole spider from Wild Wild West, man. I thought Will Smith was in there. You're right. But yeah, again, co-op based. Again, the world looks really really open. It looks really dope. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's just interesting. I'm wondering what like the crux of like the gameplay, just kind of like raid bosses or something like that, kind of like a Destiny style thing where like you kind of go out, complete missions in the world, come back to a certain base.
Yeah.
Is it a more of a narrative based thing? These boys look like they on a run from all these types of robots shooting rockets. I'm again just very intrigued to see what the narrative might be a part of this. What's going to be a part of that world building?
If it's
the
honestly
to tie it together.
If it's like a survival game, I would be content. Like it doesn't even I don't even need narrative. I just need reasons to explore this world. Like I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it. But obviously it's a ways out, and we still don't really even know a lot of it because it just got announced.
Yeah, facts. Where is more gameplay? We got a little bit actually, which is surprising for a new game that just got announced out of the blue, which is more than I could say for some of these motherfuckers that was in here. But I just need more. We just need more. We just need more. But yeah, that's all I had for the reveals and announcements. I know there was a couple more like what's the name? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Like it's just gonna be Dead by Daylight. I'll check it out for like a day, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Scare some niggas, go for like 10 minutes and then get off, do that stuff. But besides that, that was the Game Awards. Overall thoughts on the show. What was your letter grade? What was your favorite showing from the actual presentation? What's your overall take?
I definitely think it was a C, just because it was just way too long for all the stuff that was shown off. Like it's just not enough content for the amount of time that I was watching it for. I say the best showing was definitely Suicide Squad. It definitely stole the show. Like after like I didn't even care. I don't even know what they announced after that, like who won or anything. I was just too busy thinking about that game. I'm happy for all the indies that got shown off, and I'm happy for all the new stuff that we're gonna get to see. But it's definitely like it seems like a build up year, like a warm up year.
Yep, exactly, and I agree. You actually gave it a harsher grade than I was gonna give. I was gonna go C plus. I was gonna go C plus. I was actually gonna redeem it with some of the reveals. I was like, oh damn, shoot. All right, well, I'll say C plus just for the fact that I'm trying to be more optimistic about some of the reveals that was coming, and if certain things change, we're like, again, for example, the Star Wars Eclipse game, if that's like a true Quantic Dream game where it's like I walk around and make decisions and not actually move around and have Jedi fights like proper, I'm gonna be pissed off and I'm gonna come back and give this like a C minus or a D. But I'll be more positive on that side and give a C plus. There were some good reveals, but still very long-winded show. A lot of filler parts in there that shouldn't have been in there. You could have given, a lot more condensed sections for some of these reveals. Maybe more spotlights for a couple of them. Leave them elsewhere. I think Jeff was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like 5 Elden Ring level announcements, and there was probably like one other one, maybe.
Yeah.
Max one, even if you want to stretch it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there was a little bit of cap on that side of the field. But it's all good. I feel like, again, C plus show. Letter grade C plus. Overall thoughts, decent show. Still very very long winded. Could have condensed it a little bit more. Best showing, Suicide Squad, hands down. Sleeper hits, I will say, what's it called? Have a Nice Death. Have a Nice Death is out there. What's it called? Thirsty Suitors is out there. Tachia. Synced Off Planet was also one I didn't talk about. That was also there. It's like the companion shooter. You're like one of your like dudes you could spawn next to, and they were kind of have like companion based fights. One put up a shield, another one kind of did like a whole ground and pound attack. It looked like a pretty cool shooter. That was one. And a Rumbleverse, which actually I got a tester code for. I'm about to play that literally probably this weekend. So I'm about to see what it is. I thought it was like a knockout city style game where it's like it just have 4v4 grappling, but it's actually a battle royale. So it's like an OG battle royale where it's like, yo, you with the hand, the fisticuffs and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how that plays. It could be a nice little game for a little bit in the rotation. Otherwise, that's another one in the bag, and a little bit of a lukewarm ending to the announcements and major updates for 2021. 2022 is going to be absolutely insane, but I think that's going to be something we're going to talk about for either one episode or the one episode after that before this year is out.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that is insane. But that is it. That was our takes. Damn. Episode 1 of No Cooldown it's in the books, man. I ain't got nothing left on my show notes. Any other things you want to add, Wen?
Nah, I think we went through literally everything we could have.
Bet, man. 2.5 hours. That's not bad. That's actually a pretty decent area for the first pod. I'm not gonna lie, because that was a lot of news to go through.
That was a lot
with all that shit. Yeah,
well,
it wasn't bad. It was facts, man. Hey, shout outs to you, bro. No Cooldown podcast. We really made it, bro. We back on a full swing, bro. Again, every episode we about to get better. Again, I said that at the beginning. We're gonna say it now. We started off a little bit bare bones, but it's all good. We gonna make it look ridiculous in due time. It's gonna get up there. I cannot wait for the future of this whole project, this whole thing to go up and get crazy. Literally out of the blue, shout out Grizz. My man Grizz came with the Twitter reply. He was like, "Yo, bro, get me on the show." I'm like, "Bro, let me get it. I'm trying to get it right. Listen, we gonna get it right. And we gonna blow this thing up before we even have guests on here, bro.
Yeah.
I want to have it proper before we even get guests up here, and then we about to start putting everybody on here, man. Getting the full scope of everything. So, the first episode is officially in the books, man. Please look out for the recordings of this. I'm gonna break some of these up into snippets. Probably for the socials and all that stuff, so look out for that. WenEazy, the new addition to No Cooldown. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you so much. It's gonna be a hell of a ride having you on here. You already have shown just the different perspective. I'm like, yo, bro, damn, yo, yes, that's right. I didn't even think about that. You're right. I'm gonna have 18 million of those moments over the next foreseeable future. So please bear with me. But any final notes on this first episode, bro? Any final notes on this first episode?
No, I think we did an awesome job. Thank you guys for thinking of me. This is my favorite thing to do, is just to talk about games. I'm really excited. We're gonna make some magic.
Damn right. And so if y'all do not know, what I'm saying, follow at No Cooldown Pod on Twitter. Follow at No Cooldown Pod on Twitter. I'm gonna say it a third time like Dr. Umar. Follow at No Cooldown Pod on Twitter. Follow at WenEazy on Twitter. Follow ThatManTripp on Twitter. Follow at Kxngviii on Twitter. Shout out to the creative engine. He's in the back doing his damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to everybody. We're going to be doing this thing week on week. We're going to make it bigger and better than ever. We will be back. Again, check out Spotify. We're going to probably post something on the RSS as well. And check out Apple Podcasts in the coming weeks. We're going to have the audio versions up. And yeah, man, episode 1. We in this bitch, man. We in this bitch. It's gonna be hard. Yo, it's gonna be hard to stop us when we get rolling, bro. It's gonna be real hard. They gonna have to take off my house like it's like a tornado in Kansas, bro. It's gonna be on some wild shit, bro. We here, man. We here. That's episode done. We out. Catch y'all on the next one.